I ain't got it all worked out, and I don't think I'm supposed to. This is just me. Used to bend myself to keep things smooth. Say let's stay small, just make it through. Play the version people could receive, and lost some parts of what was really me. Wore a face that helped me get along. Held it together, called it being strong. And every year got a little harder to tell you what was peace and what was armor. Thought by now I'd be a little further, little less tired, little more certain. But maybe growing ain't a clean straight line. Maybe it's truth showing up over time. I am not every wrong turn, not every season that burn. I'm still learning, I'm still deep, still becoming who I can be. This is authentically me, not perfect, just honestly trying to hold on to my peace without pretending it comes easy. I'm still facing the truth, still shedding what I outgrew. And if all I do is stay real through the pressure, that's enough for me. Had to stop expecting people to see the way behind the calm. Some folks only know the version and never says when something's wrong. And I've been working through it slowly, one hard day, one breath, one choice. Trying not to lose myself between survival and a voice. I don't need to be the loudest, I don't need to prove I changed. I just wanna look at who I am, and I feel like I turned away. Getting older to make it clearer, time don't pause so I can't hide. Some things heal and some things stay, and you just learn to carry right. I am not what got broken, not every silence I swallowed. Every lesson, every hit taught me what I won't fake again. This is authentically me, not polished, just finally seen. Trying to stand where my feet are without performing strength for people. Still making it through, still becoming something true. And if all I do is keep showing up real, that's enough for me. I forgive who I had to be when I ain't know another way. The one who kept it all inside and smiled just to get through days. I don't need to love every scar to admit that it's mine. I don't need to have all the answers to stop leaving myself behind. Now I see it's not glory, it's honesty, it's not right. It's choosing not to disappear in me. This is authentically me, a little worn, a little more clear now. Where I thought I would be, still I made it here. Head up, hard learning, some days strong, some days hurting. If I can keep growing without losing myself, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough for me. Yeah, that's enough for me. Authentically me, still figuring it out, still becoming, and that's enough for me.
Moonlight dripping through the blinds, your silhouette, it rewinds my mind. Every step closer feels like a crime. I'm caught up in your heat, like honey, slow and sweet. Pull me up. escape your fire, it's pulling me close. Oh, shadows dance across the wall. Your laugh echo, I lose it all. Your touch feels like a velvet car. Every second stretches bending time. You're the melody I can't define. I'm drowning deep in every line. You're my midnight glow, my midnight glow, lighting up the dark like nobody knows. You're my midnight glow, my midnight glow. Can't escape your fire, it's pulling me close.
Everybody talking, few people checking.
That's the entry point. Opinions fly reckless, fact second. Confidence loud, but the logic's fragmented. Heard it once, now it's gospel accepted. Say it enough, it feel true when it's said quick. Volume mass gaps in the messaging. Certainty high, comprehension negligent. Truth don't trend, so it sit in the back, while comfort get wrapped and presented as fact. They swear they principle, swear they prepared to the pressure. Reply and the stance disappear. Beliefs real strong till the questions get fed. In its tone, police and dodge and adjust in the chair. Opinionated, tested to dead. If it fall when it's questioned, it never was solid. Opinionated, say it with chest. If it crack under pressure, it failed our surgery. Outrage on schedule, morals on lease. Convictions loud till they cost you some peace. Everybody brave in the comfort of tweets. Real quiet when accountability speaks. They talking clips, not a sentence complete. Certainty loud, but the logic just sleep. Ask when, why watch the posture retreat. Confidence trip over holes in the speech. They call it complex when it's clear as a bell. Say that's your opinion when facts don't sit well. Truth don't yell, it apply pressure slow. Expose contradictions they already know. Run it. Everybody expert, nobody vetted. Receipts hit the table, suddenly defensive. They attack delivery, never the sentence. Missed the whole point just to guard their perspective. Debate turn performative, crowd pick a side. Before the thought land, the answer decide. They want wins, not understanding. Want the clip, not the meaning behind it. Slow it down, listen close. If it can't breathe, it probably broke. Not every question an act of aggression. Not every pause mean a loss of direction. Pressure don't kill it, reveal the frame. If it survive, he'd earn its name. They want agreement, just as debate. Validation masters, keeping it safe. If the tape can't stand without getting protected, that's not being attacked, that's being corrected. Opinionated, no safe takes, no soft lanes, no applause for avoiding weight. Opinionated, claims get measured. If it can't hold up, it don't get sheltered.
No safe angle, no easy out, just ideas under pressure and voices that come.
Welcome to
Opinionated.
Welcome to
Opinionated.
Yeah, it's what you do to me. You made me wanna leave the space I'm in, start a whole new situation with you. This is what you do. Got me checking my phone like there's something I missed. Every time you slide through, you make me. Ooh, you make me wanna stay up way too late, reading every little thing you say. This is what you do. Got me thinking about you more than I probably should, and that ain't good. You make me. Before anything strange happened between us, you was just somebody I talked to. Little back and forth jokes on the post, nothing deep, nothing I thought through. And somehow every time my screen light up, I'm hoping somehow that it's you. Even when you're irritating me, I still read every word straight through. And honestly, I hate that part, that little rush when you appear. Half the time you're getting under my skin, other half I want you near. Now I'm sitting here replaying conversations at like 3 a.m. Trying to figure out if this 10 attention means something, or just internet again. You made me wanna leave the space I'm in, yeah. Start a whole new situation with you. This is what you do. Got me checking my phone like there's something I missed. Every time you slide through, you make me. You. What's bad is you know exactly what you're doing. Every little jab got intention. You play mean and disappear for hours, like you feeding off attention. And you come back casual, like nothing even happened. Drop one line, throw one emoji. Now I'm right back reacting. And I know this probably sound ridiculous, grown man caught in a loop. But it's something about the way you talk, like every shot aimed straight and smooth. One minute I wanna block you forever, next minute I wait for your reply. That's probably unhealthy as hell. Still, here I am online. Should I cut this off? Should I leave it alone? Why every little interaction follow me home? And maybe it ain't love, maybe it's ego. Maybe I just got too used to needing a reload. Start a whole new situation with you. This is what you do. Got me checking my phone like there's something I missed. Every time you slide through, you make me you. Even when I know what this probably is, this is what you do. Got me caught between log off and one more reply. Every damn night you make me. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Yeah. Log off. Touch grass. Touch me, babe, girl, please.
What's good, y'all? What is good? Well, welcome to yet another stream. Another good stream going on. How y'all guys are doing today? This is Tuesday. Woo! It is Tuesday. I couldn't do something yesterday. I got real busy. I was really working late night. So therefore I couldn't do anything. Shout out to those who already been in the building. If you said what's up, it's going in the building. Hopefully you hit a like button. I don't know. I don't really have like set up on this system. So I'd have to go into to see what was going on. Hold up, let me do this real quick. There we go. So if you hit likes, do me a favor, just hit the like button. Shit is free, whatever. And of course, did you touch it? Did you touch it? Come on. Some of you might have wanted to touch it. You felt the need to touch it. Some of you guys, you're like, I want to touch it. No. I can't touch it. So I get it. Regardless of what you choose, whether you choose to touch it or not touch it, so long as you make sure that your words, your feelings are actually transcribed, that's what matters right now. So I didn't know what we were going to go into starting this out. I have been very busy throughout the week, and then there's been a lot I've been seeing on the online, the internet, and regardless of what I've been looking at, and I've been looking at multiple different things online, but the big thing that's been happening for the past couple of months, I want to say 3 to 4 months, right, has been definitely a big conversation about speech and whether speech is violence or not violence. And then of course there's the whole conversation about, of course, First Amendment free speech, which is not something I really want to, I'm really caring too much about to really get into it. It's not a technical political thing. Come on. I do human behavior, so it doesn't need to be political. I know there's some of you guys that all you do is care about is everybody who wears a suit and tie politics, and you get your rocks off all the time. Did you not yet? Huh? Did you not yet? Huh? Did you not yet? And I know how many of you guys love to just get on politics all the time. Oh, anytime I hear about the First Amendment, politics, these politicians, like just calm down. Not everybody is in it for the game of politics. Not everybody's in the game for lobbyists. Not everybody's in the game for who's sitting in the Senate, who's sitting in the House, who's sitting in the judicial community. We're not all necessarily carrying it, because you know why? There are plenty of people who just have to worry about regular, degular, everyday life, and we don't. I'll say we, because everyday regular life, you can talk about all the voting that you want and what districts that you live in and whatever. And this word and this jury man here. And it's like that ever fucking make a difference? Like, can we like that ever made a difference? Oh no, but it makes a difference now. Okay, so let me tell you, you were poor then, right? You're still poor now, right? And you think somehow this is gonna make a difference, huh? I mean, like this just keep it a buck for a moment. The idea that you guys get so hyped up because you so desperately want to hand your anus to someone else because they went to a law school or a business school that you didn't go to, and you decided that you want to give them your whole butt cheeks on a fucking silver platter, that's your business. That's not mine. We gotta talk. We gotta talk about this, because people keep collapsing multiple conversations into one giant emotional mess, and then they're pretending that they're solving something. They're not. And I know I came a little bit late in trying to do a title, because I didn't know what I was going to title this, but I had a good idea of what I was going to talk about. I just don't know about how am I going to go about this. So I'm off the cuff. I'm off the cuff, people. I don't know what I'm going to say right now. But I'm titling this, "When Just Jokes, Just Kidding stops being the actual truth. Stops being true." And I don't know where I'm going to take this, folks. So you're on a bumpy ride with me. This conversation about speech online is broken right now. Regardless of how you want to look at it, I know some of you guys are already going to start saddling up. You're going to start putting on your verbal combat boots and everything else. You getting ready. You getting ready to lace up for war that no one asked you to be in. Yeah, hey, you old veterans, stand the fuck down. You're a civilian now. Like it. You're a civilian now. You done served already. We thanked you for your service, but now your service is with the rest of us. Your service is with the rest of us. Let me do it one more time. Your service is with the rest of us. All right? You're not up there popping a machine gun, taking orders, sitting on post. You're a civilian now. So let's all get together as civilians and have this thoughtful conversation and see where we go from here, right? Like I said, this conversation is about speech online, and for me, it's broken right now. I don't really know how I'm really gonna take it, though. Everybody keeps trying to force this into a one of two concerns. One of two concerns. Either I'm seeing it on one side, you could look at Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, Twitch, Kick, whatever. Words are violence. And then the other side is saying words are just words. And honestly, I think both of these positions become very fucking stupid when people stop thinking past slogans. Because no one and I mean no one. I I do not believe every every offensive thing said online is violence. I think some people absolutely abuse language. Like they abuse language like that because they do not want discomfort. They do not want criticism. They do not want disagreement, disrespect, ridicule, embarrassment, or honestly the opposition directed towards them. At the same time, at the same time, I'm not I'm not I'm not dumb enough to sit here and pretend that speech does nothing. Give me a moment, y'all. I'm gonna get this through, and then I'm gonna get y'all in a moment. But just say what's up, what you guys get in the chat. Nonetheless, human beings are social creatures, and we have been for as long as we've been in existence. Language shapes perception, community shape behavior, repetition shapes the things that we see as normalization. People become, or people absolutely become influenced by environment, and that's only the environment that shapes the current times that they're in. So now we have to harden the conversation just a little bit. Not not to the point of we're saying, can people say offensive things? That's not what we're talking about. The deeper question is, what kind of behavior do online environments reward until people stop recognizing when it becomes an escalation? Let me say that again. What kind of behavior do we cultivate online? Our environments online, the things that we constantly gravitate to, the constant thing that we're seeing, that we're using as stimuli, that are rewarding us until the people stop recognizing escalation. This is the stream tonight. Not the other bullshit. By the way, people are gonna walk in late and they're gonna say all kind of other shit. Feel free to fucking correct them. Cause I probably not gonna do it. Wow, I came in late, wrestler. I didn't know what you were talking about. Should have been early, nigga. I put it 3 hours ago that I was going to go live at 9. I went live exactly on live. I didn't even do Negro time. I was on time, as I normally am, by the way. I normally am on time. So you should have been here because you know why? I'm consistent. I'm consistent. This is the stream for tonight. I may have to change the title. I don't think that the title really fits really well, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how I spin it. We'll see if the title matches when I'm done. Who knows what's in here right now? Because I think some of these online spaces are becoming rather detached from reality. I really do mean a lot of spaces that I'm talking to, a lot of spaces that I've been in, a lot of spaces that I look at are detached from reality. Not feeling reality, right? The internet has changed what we look at as social consequences. One of the reasons that one of the reasons this gets weird online is because the internet removes immediate social correction when it comes to people, when it comes from people. Most human beings throughout history had to deal with the physical communities that they were dealing with. Think about it. You had to deal with your neighborhood, you had to deal with your workplace, you had to deal with your family, you had to deal with your close social circle, your social circle. Jesus Christ. You had to deal with your town, your neighborhood. I just realized I said that twice. Your church, because a lot more people at the time were Christian. And in school, you had to deal with school as well. There were consequences for becoming socially corrosive. This is why we had the old back days, like if you did something out of pocket, someone in the community could slap you, and then you go to your parents and you tell your parents what you did wrong, and they're like, I understand why Mr. Johnson slapped you, and then they slap you. You know what I mean? This is a totally different time now that we're in, but the society has broken down so much that everything is up for debate, to the point where in today's society, if a teacher, someone who spends just as much, if not more time with your kid than you do, tells you that your kid's acting up, you say things like, if you tell my kid what to do, whatever that, I'm gonna put hands on you, by the way. I've seen this in videos for Black people. I've seen this in videos for Hispanic people. I've seen this in videos for white people. I just don't see this videos for Asians. Not yet. I haven't seen this in videos for South Asians. Not yet. They coming though. They coming. And when they do, I'm gonna be licking my fucking lips the entire time. I'm gonna be licking my lips. It's coming. I'm gonna be licking my lips like you just dropped that fucking curry bomb. Woo. So, just letting you know. And it's really weird, because there were consequences for, like I said, being this part of person who could look at the society, the group, the neighborhood, and being corrosive. You would be known as a good example for those who are old enough. There was a comic where everybody knew exactly who the person was when we talked about Dennis the Menace, right? Now, that doesn't mean that people were saints. Obviously not. Obviously not. But there were limitations. You could not endlessly antagonize people without eventually becoming checked by the environment that was around you. That's the way it was. Online, different story altogether. When it comes to being online, people can build entire identities around humiliation, disrespect, antagonism, harassment, obsession, escalation. It's a spectacle while thousands, if you manage to get thousands, or hundreds of people are there laughing, clipping, donating, reposting, and engaging in it. And eventually something dangerous underneath starts to happen. Eventually something starts to fall apart. The person stops recognizing the behavior as abnormal, because the audience starts normalizing the bad behavior first. That is where this shit gets serious. Before I start getting into it, let me say what's up to already some people that are here in the building, right? I want to say, of course, thanks to Just Becca, who's already in the building. Appreciate you being here in the building, Just Becca. So far, it doesn't look like we have anybody on the Kick or the Twitch side. Who else we got in here in the building? We got Logical Sparks is in the building as right now. Of course, my guy Locksmith Jeremy is in the building. We got Blind is in the building. Okay. Who else we got? Crazy Mama. She always gets the invites. She's here in the building as well. Our Wine. Wine is in the building as well. What's going on? Wine, what's been around? Who else is in here? Miss Raven. Miss Raven is in the building, of course, as well. Let's see who it. Jennifer is in here. Say what's going on. She's at Resi Res. What's going on, Resi Res? Just a lame. You're just a lame. It's okay. It's all right. Fuck all day. Fuck on it right now. So it is what it is. And of course, the lovely, the talented, and of course, the enchanting Snowfire is in the building as well. How's it going, baby girl? How you doing? So, she's in here as well. Of course, for those who are walking in the building, I know a lot of you like to sit back. You like to lurk. Please don't jerk, but lurk. And you like to just basically get your rocks off in the background. You do what you got to do. Just do me a favor. Don't mess up your keyboards. Don't mess up your phones. Do not mess up your screens. Because quite frankly, I'm going to feel a little bit weird if you have to sit there and you have to wipe off your screen because you're a little too zealous watching the stream. Please don't do that. Please, we run a PG screen even in your home. So please, I ask you, don't use your dominant hand. Do not use your dominant hand when you're watching me. All right? I get it. Ladies, guys, please don't use your dominant hand. Brought to you by C4 Energy Drink. C4, call me. So let's get into a little bit of stuff. Part of the conversation that leads into why we were having this whole thing about having this conversation about words, violence, potentially. I'm about to say C4, call me. So why we get into it now? This is where people are gonna get triggered, emotional, because people online do this thing where they think if you're analyzing behavior, which is what I tend to actually do, you must secretly be defending it. Honestly,
all right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
That's just because I analyze a behavior doesn't mean I defend the behavior. As I've done for multiple years now, I have absolutely analyzed behaviors, have been for and also have condemned it, even after analyzing it, right? What we're talking about is not necessarily even the focus of behaviors, but focusing on the patterns of those behaviors. Hence, let's talk about another person who has been very big in the internet streets for the last month, or I want to say month and a half, but is now finally up against the ropes of modern day judicial systems, and that would be Chud the Builder. If you don't know Chud the Builder, let me know. I might have to make a video or short or whatever. But you could literally just type in Chud the Builder and you'll get everything you need to know about what led up to his recent stint in jail. No Chasers in the building. What's going on? What's going on, No Chaser? Chud the Builder is not interesting because he is uniquely special or evil. He is interesting because he represents a type of online personality that has become increasingly profitable. Think about it. He gets public antagonism, humiliation, provocation, racial confrontation, escalation, and at the end of the day, content. And let's just be honest here. There are plenty of people online, even after he has been put in jail, who are trying to be the next version of him right now. They're emulating. They're emulating him. Now you got random people, well, those walking dogs, those doing whatever. And I'm like, look, look at me. Anne Marie Stevenson. They're they're chimping out. Look. The, everybody's like now trying to jump on it because if you had said something, who was Chud the Builder 2-3 months ago, gun to your head, you would not have been able to answer. You would not have been able to answer. You would not have been able to answer. 2-3 months ago, you would not have been able to answer who the fuck this person was. Now, I keep telling you guys all the time, I am on Kick, I am on Twitch, I am on YouTube. Those are the 3 main platforms I circulate. Yes, there's Rumble. Yes, there's Trovo. Yes, there's some other platforms I don't even bother getting into. But these are the 3 platforms I tend to circulate. And most of you guys are YouTube loyal, which means that if you don't get all the back lore, you only get the stuff that's given to you throughout clips, right? Throughout videos, or as we say in the streaming world, VODs, which is video on demand, in case you guys didn't know what that means. And your normal videos being sent to you are what is called for a streamer videos on demand, VODs. So which is why when you guys are able to see me do a live stream and then you guys go back and watch my shit, you're watching a VOD. Versus when I construct the video and I just drop my shit and it was no live stream attached to it, that's an actual video. I know, stupid little terminology, but it is what it is. Now, anyway, back to what we're talking about. There are plenty of people who are trying to emulate Chud right now. Right now. Not because they deeply believe in some principle. It's not that at all. It's because the attention grants them a reward. That's the uncomfortable part that a lot of people are skipping right now. The internet financially rewards emotional, not damage, but emotional escalation. Especially when clips are traveling. Let's be honest, as much as you can talk about your live streams, as much as we can talk about your videos, nothing spreads more than a clip. This is why we say, like, as much as we have, YouTubers and audience and they're all watching us and they're doing whatever, do you know the people who are most prominent, who have the most success, are people who hire those who have clips? I cannot afford to have a clipper. I'm not rich. I'm no Aiden Ross or whatever. I can't afford to have a clipper. And even those who do clip me do not really look at my message. They look at the most unflattering light when it comes to what I do. So they're more interested in the buffoonery and the funny takes than the parts that actually will go out that will actually garner attention to bring it into it. So it's not about the information that will bring people to the channel. It's more about how funny and how much of this can be like Ringling Brothers and Barnable Bailey Circus. And that's why the bell gets rung on my channel. This is why in over a year, I'm still sitting at under 100. It is what it is. We'll get there eventually. We'll do our own thing. We'll get there. People will eventually notice the algorithm get itself straightened out. Whatever. Blase. But when the clips are left up to people who only think that everything is about making an ass out of oneself, rather than the hundreds of thousands of other creators that do the opposite and still make a great living on it. Because it's not about what you do, but it's about also what your community is interested in seeing. And this is why I say, those who clip me, I like watching your clips. I think it's funny, but there's no way I will promote myself in being in that light. Because that's not something that's going to be long-term for any platform. It's the only thing that's going to tank a platform. I love a good joke. I like a good thing. That's why I like trolls. If you know how to troll properly, which, let's just be honest, most of you fucking don't. But the idea of clipping to promote trolls, because that's what it is. You're clipping to promote troll behavior. Tell me any creator that you've noticed who has a shit ton of followers, who all of their content is being clipped by trolls. I'll wait. Name them. Rattle them off. Rattle them off. Who are the people? Rattle them off. Rattle them off. You're right. You're absolutely right. I got so much narcissism, you're banned. Ring the bell. Goodbye, just lame. You proved to be a lame. Goodbye. Congrats, just lame. We know who you are, by the way. I was just waiting. By the way, you're the only person that's been saying something negative since the stream even started. And we had to have enough time to actually do anything. I've literally been only live for 30 minutes. 30 fucking minutes. And you've had eeny, meeny, mighty, mo. All the restless shit you gotta say by the toe. I want to say all the shit until he says no. So you're banned. Eeny, meeny, miny. Just lame. Go. Just that simple. It wasn't hard. I was just waiting. Oh yeah, no, he absolutely was. He absolutely was trolling. By the way, he thinks I wouldn't see the style of the profile of another troll that we had earlier last week. It's the same style done to a new profile. What do we talk about all the time? I just finished it earlier today, folks. We talked about patterns and behavior. Patterns. Not for nothing. Nobody answer it. Nobody say shit. Nobody point out anybody here. Mods, do not point out anybody here, even in the chat. But when I talk about patterns of behavior, you see me do such a deep dive that I'm even willing to do a whole goddamn dossier, right? I study people for a living. It's really my major gift. I'm not saying I need to go to school for it. I'm not saying anything. But I study people for a living. It's the reason why I've gotten this far. And I will let you throw out as much rope as possible to hang your motherfucking self. And I will sit there and watch you throw out as much line to the ship until you trip over your own dick and eventually you hang yourself. Yeah, that's exactly why, KM. You stay in trouble. KM stay tripping over her own dick. KM stays tripping over her own dick. And some people think, oh, he's getting distracted. You know, he's gonna get distracted because he's gonna keep watching. I see you. You're just not important. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for when other people also see the same thing that I see. Or have you remember the line? Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? And I just let you know. If you can see it, then you already know. Don't think that people don't hit me up. People probably hit me up on Discord right now. Hold up. Okay, no, this was not Discord. Like, people be hitting me up like, oh, you better watch out. Like, I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm letting it rock because we build up. We build up. They think they're making. Listen, look at behavior. Those who I know, those who I don't know. I see new names I've never seen before. And funny enough, the way that they talk based on the behavior that I've seen other people talk, I love how people think like, if I get a new screen name, he won't know. Here's the problem though. Your screen name can change. Your thought processes and how you actually talk, your cadence, your sentence structure, the words that you choose will give away who you are. You fucking moron. We learned this in behavior analysis. We learned this. You will give yourself away. Look, this moron came in. What did we say earlier, folks? Hey, I'm not even gonna highlight it. What did we say earlier first? For those who are here really early, what do we say about anyone who comes in with the word verse is already a loser? And they came in with 2 accounts. It takes me 2 strokes. They gotta build a whole new channel. They gotta get a whole new license. They gotta get a whole new, and they gotta turn these fine. They gotta do all this stuff. Literally. Click. They gotta build a whole new name. They gotta write the whole shit out. They gotta go into the channel. Then they gotta type something that they think is clever. You're working 4 times as hard for my 2 clicks. Motherfucker called himself Final Fantasy. Couldn't even be original. 1, 2, 3. So fucking brave. So stunning. So brave. So original. So original. So great. So fucking good. 1, 2, 3. That was somebody who was in a rush. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3. By the way, we're like up to Final Fantasy 17 coming up, but the motherfucker got stuck on 1, 2, and 3. I don't even know what to pick. Pick a video game. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3. It wasn't. Ooh, it wasn't Nintendo. It was PlayStation. Final Fantasies came out on PlayStation. No, it wasn't Nintendo. Nintendo would have locked that down. PlayStation, that was during the merger where PlayStation was going to go with Nintendo. Nintendo fucked up and canceled the deal. PlayStation made their entire system all by their own blind. And then they started dropping Final Fantasy series. And it fucked up everybody else. Oh, it fucked up Nintendo. There were other games that they had, but not officially Final Fantasy, because Nintendo would have locked it down. Who knows? It might have been a who knows? It might have been an early Sega game, because no, because Nintendo eventually bought out Sega. You know what? You know what? Blind, hold up. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna look it up. First, but you know, just to make sure we both are on the same page. Let's see. You're right. You're right. It was on Nintendo 1982. You're right. The first Final Fantasy was in 19 no, sorry, the 1987. 1987 line was the first Final Fantasy. You're right. 1987. Let's see. Final Fantasy 2 was in 1988. It was the first one to introduce chocobos. Oh, they're not saying which console it was on. I mean, do the console. So the first Final Fantasy was on the basic Nintendo in 1987. The second one was in 1988. That went to the no, that was also on regular Nintendo. SNE. Okay, the last one was 1991 on the SNES, and that was Final Fantasy 2. No, that's Final Fantasy 2. That was actually Final Fantasy 4. After Final Fantasy 4, because I remember 5, 6, and of course 7, they were on PlayStation when they had it. So you're right, Blind. All the way until Final Fantasy 5, they were partnered with Nintendo. Good call, Blind. Hey, good call. That was actually pretty good. Memories just kicked in like crazy. That was actually pretty good. So yeah, all the way until Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5 in 1991. That's when it happened. Okay, not bad. I started playing Final Fantasy in Final Fantasy 6, and then I played 7. Well, everybody loves 7, Blind, and you can't say it. I started playing on 6, and then 6, I went to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, online, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we haven't got a 17 yet. So I played ever since 6, I played all the others. I'm not really a fan of the online ones, except for 11. 11 stole years of my life. It did. It stole a lot of years of my life. It stole like 4 to 5 years of my life. Anyway, Becca's in here. Strand is in here. Gatsby just walked into the building. What's going on, Gatsby? What was I saying a moment ago? I'm trying to dive back. Hold up. Give me a moment before that bullshit happened. And we had the boot, you know who. We were talking about people clipping people who were clipping, people who were seeking attention for awards. Shit. We were talking about Chud the Builder. We mentioned a bunch of stuff that he was already doing. I was talking about relating that to how people are emulating him right now. Because they're doing it not necessarily because it's principle. They want attention. And honestly, that's unfortunate because I think a lot of people are skipping steps. Sometimes I got the rewind on this, right? You know what I mean? The internet rewards people financially for getting people emotionally hyped. And the internet doesn't matter about who's doing what or who's emulating who, but rather who's actually getting the eyeballs on them, right? And I don't think that they're passive. I don't think some of these people are passive. I think that in fact it's the opposite. Because think about it, their attention is being reinforced by the content that they have, by the people that they're getting insightful when they're on their phone, people that they're triggering or whatever. There is this aspect of donations. Let's be honest. A lot of people engage in fuckery and fuck shit content because of the donations, the reinforcement of being paid in order to see more and more of someone else's life in shambles, right? Let's be honest. No, then there's the clippers, clip reinforcement that happens. That's where I was at. The clip reinforcement, people who are only looking to see the worst parts of you and not necessarily the parts that will be shown as the reason why the entire content is being built in the first place. And I think part of that is because a lot of the clippers these days are not being done by people who are content creators, but rather content reactors. There are more people willing to make clips of themselves reacting to somebody else who's actually doing work, by the way, than those who are actually creating shit themselves, than getting clips and actually be something authentically put out. And if they are being the people who are authentically put something out, they are doing the most extreme thing possible, right? That's really what I'm seeing. A lot of red in my I'm gonna guess because I'm not looking, I'm not gonna look, but I'm seeing a lot of red. And I'm gonna take a guess because I said Gatsby earlier. I'm gonna take a guess that all this red bubbles that I'm seeing popping up have got to be Gatsby. 3, 2, 1. Dom. Okay, what's good, Dom? I didn't even know he wasn't here. Gatsby. Why you like saying my name so much, huh? What the fuck is going on here? What you got to say so much to me? You just came into the goddamn building. Why are you saying my name so much? Like I'm the goddamn the genie from Aladdin. Like why are you saying my name so much? You just got into the fucking building. Just wrestling. My first wish. My first wish. My first wish. Is your head working? Is your head working, wrestler? Huh? My first wish. Why you just got into the goddamn, you haven't even been here 10 minutes. Why are you saying my name so much in the goddamn chat? I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. How I knew it. Dom, you threw me off. I didn't know you was here. So shout out to Dom being here. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, like automatically wrestler. Like what the fuck? What's going on here? I just saw red, like mention you. Like what the fuck is going on? Why are you saying my name so much? Jesus. What? What do you want? No, I'm not surprised. Look, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it's media. I'm not. I'm not surprised it's media. No, 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 no. I I can hear you. Yes, yes. It's been this way for a long time in Inception. You're missing past the point. We weren't talking about any of that. We're missing past the point. You're throwing in shit that has nothing to do with the conversation. Even with philosophy. Well, we're not talking about philosophy. Ring the bell. I don't know why the fuck that just popped up. I need a second bell. That had nothing to do. We're not doing that. Serious content, like, oh, you're throwing in shit that has nothing to do. How about you sit down, shut the fuck up, listen to understand what the hell the conversation is about. Can you do that? Can you not throw shit, gorilla shit upside the wall? Can you just listen to understand what we're actually talking about? Can you do that? You just walked into the building. You just walked in. How about sit down, take your Ritalin, and catch up? Chill. You just came in and you're bouncing off the wall, all fucking ADHD and shit. Just calm the fuck down. Stop. Pause. Plenty of people who have been here in the chat, ask them, hey, what he talking about? Instead, you just like, let me say this, wrestler. Let me say that, wrestler. Hey, let me say this, wrestler. Hey, bro, what about this wrestler? Hey, stop. Listen. Just woosah. Woosah. Listen. Just shh. Chill. Calm down. Shh. You can't understand if you keep jumping everywhere. Just calm it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Shh. Just chill. You're good. You're in a safe place. You don't need to just jump all over the place. You're good. You're good. Right? Jesus. Fucking Christ. I'm a saying the Messiah the Makusai, right? Jesus Christ. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much sauce. Too much sauce. Jesus Christ. Anyway, people who turn around and they do too much and they're doing the escalation shit because they want donations and because they want the clip reinforcement and because they want the audience to look at them as being someone who's funny. So therefore they're looking for the laughter, then the reinforcement that comes from the actual the viewers themselves. This is not necessarily a thing that has to do with skill or talent, but it's all about virality. They're just hoping to go viral, and it's to the point where we're looking at people wanting to go say obscene things and crazy things just to be able to. What's good, Conshonry? Just to be able to get viral. That's just it's what it is. And here's my thing: just because you go viral one time doesn't mean that you can keep up that momentum, right? Because it actually, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to prove that you actually have content, that you actually have talent at the end of the day. So now somebody who already enjoys confrontation starts learning. The harsher I become, the more visible I become, right? That's just really the way how they're looking at it. And this mindset changes people. It does. It changes people over time. This is not a reality discussion when it comes to these people because they're talking about it's a free speech discussion. And this is where I think people confuse themselves. Because every time one of these situations happens, people instantly scream, free speech. Hold on, please. There is a difference. There is a difference between saying offensive things and behavior escalating into criminal conduct. Those are not identical. And this is where I think people become intellectually dishonest. Some people use free speech because they genuinely believe expression matters, even the ugly expression. Some people use free speech because they want freedom to criticize and consequences be damned while behaving recklessly towards other human beings. I'm allowed to demean you because it was done once before. These are not the same people. Some human beings know the difference. Others think that everything should apply to them because of privilege. And on the other side, some people call everything harm because they want to have control over social discomfort. Those are not the same thing either. And this is why the conversation gets poisoned so fast. Everybody starts grouping behavior together that should not be grouped together. Think about it. Criticism is not harassment. Disagreement is not intimidation. Making a mockery of somebody is not equivalent to assault. Offense is not tantamount to violence. At the same time, repeatedly targeting, repeated hostility can absolutely shape real world behaviors and escalation. People keep looking at the either or and forget that two things can be true at the same time. And this is where we need to talk about the normalization of escalation. This is the part I think people underestimate really badly. Human beings adapt socially faster than they actually realize. I learned this just through our studies of people and going to school for it. You hear something enough times, eventually it stops sounding shocking. Can we agree to that? You hear something enough times, you're no longer shocked by it. If you see enough people, if you see enough public humiliation, eventually people will stop reacting to it in an emotional sense. This is how we have people like gotten so used to people who were in the stockades. You know what I mean? They stopped feeling sorry for them, and instead everybody just jumped in to throw rotted vegetables or whatever at them. You watch enough antagonistic content. I'm about to hit home for some people. If you watch enough antagonistic content, eventually hostility starts to be a very familiar feeling. That is how normalization works. And online cultures right now heavily reward that kind of escalation. They don't reward you having a balanced nuance. They don't reward you having a restraint on your own beliefs. They don't reward you on having dignity. They don't reward you for having a thoughtful disagreement. What they reward you on is by all means possible escalation. And you fall for it. I've watched plenty of you fall for it. Some of you in the chat right now, you already fall for it. You've already fallen for it. You can't even help but do it because you're already conditioned. Because escalation creates what? An emotional reaction. And you'll get these guys who sit there and talk about how sturdy and stoic that they should be. But you watch them so obviously fall into emotion so quickly. Stoic and yeah, you this. I don't be as a man, as a man. But then you watch them fall apart simply. In fact, they will fall apart simply because they will turn around and say, as a man, and then someone else will say, well, as a man, and they'll be like, I got to make sure I'm also a man, so I need to agree. In fact, you'll start hearing the as a man, as I say, the as a man isms. Well, as a man, I disagree that a man should be doing this. Well, you know what? Well, as a man, I believe that all men should be doing this. Well, as a man, as a man of men, I believe that they should be doing this. Well, you know what? As a man of men, I believe that we should be doing this. Well, you know what? As a man of granddaddy and fucking FBAs and going back to slavery and Jim Crow, this is what I believe that these men should be doing. And it's like, how? Well, as a man who goes all the way back to the first slave ship, you know, all the way back to when we lost the wars down in the motherland. This is what like. How far do you go? How far do you go? Now, because people are escalating emotions or reactions, and because emotional reactions create engagement. Because this is what people are looking at. So now they're watching they're like panting like fucking dogs. Because engagement creates visibility. Suddenly people are financially incentivized to become more extreme versions of themselves. I've been watching this for years, folks. I've been watching this since 2020. I learned more about people online than I did in real life, and that's so sad. Suddenly people are financially incentivized to become more extreme versions of themselves or worse. There are more extreme versions of what the audience rewards them to be, not who they are. I think I'm this, but I got principles. And then you see Con Shawnery with the $50. You can go deeper than that. Like, for the $50, your mother's a whore, your daughter's a whore, your grandmother's a whore. And when I see your sister, I'm gonna knock her up to prove that she's a whore too. Because why? The incentive is there. all because of money. Forsaking themselves by the almighty dollar. So you got an opinion about that? Well, in about a couple of days, we're gonna have to open up a whole new community page because I ain't see the ladies. I have not seen the ladies write anything in that damn community post, and we got to the 29th when they got their stream. So just saying. People are more extreme based on not what they think of themselves, not even their own morals or the person that they're dealing with, but they're thinking about the audience. And this is why, folks, if you haven't really paid attention, for all these years, I say, even though I'm having a conversation with you online, face to face, even though you're not here in my room, I'm always trying to be cognizant of what the audience is thinking. So many people will sell themselves, sell their soul, sell a persona of who they are, sell a persona of what they think the audience wants to see that are not authentically them. That they're willing to go anywhere. They're willing to say that they are willing to go anywhere. They are willing to go say that they do the most egregious things just to try to have the chat chant for them, right? If you look at this dumb fucker. Look, we already got him. Says same kind of picture again. Look, same kind of picture again. I would start wrestling with somebody who didn't block people. If you thought that after how many, hey folks, what have I been saying since Q1 of last year? We block people. We don't suffer anyone. We don't care about what you're thinking about. Now you're sitting there crying, crazy mama, crazy mama, you dumb fuck. Obviously blocked. Obviously that means you have never watched my content, which means we know who you are. Let's give him it. Bury him. Bury him tombstone style. Choke slam. No, even if it's not a troll. We're in 2020. Listen, you say that's not a troll, right? Cool. That's Cake Mix. He's not a troll. What year are we in, Blind? We're in 2026. Since January of last year. January. You've been here. Gat's been here. Crazy Mama been here. Khan's been here. Everybody, you can go back and look. We don't suffer nothing. We don't worry about nothing. We don't suffer nobody. Anybody can get it. We don't care who you are. We don't care what you. This is like the Apollo. If you can't prove to be who you are, you not that nigga, and you get excommunicado. Hey. If he's generally upset why we block people, why didn't he pay attention to know that we block people? Cake Mix. How about you stop changing up your motherfucking names and all these goddamn sock accounts, and you come like an authentic G? How about you be authentic? No hiding behind other accounts. Be authentic. Be authentic. How about you be you? Don't hide behind these other names. Don't hide behind. I know Harbor Freight, that's a company. Don't hide behind other names. Don't use the fucking accounts that you use when you want to watch porn. Like don't use those accounts on YouTube. Don't come to my stream with the streams with the accounts that you use to watch all your little naughty shit on. Just be you. I've been here for over 3 years being authentically me. If you come in thinking you're gonna be Marvel, you're gonna be Mr. Sinister. Don't be mad if you get Mr. Sinister treatment. Don't be mad if you get Mr. Sinister treatment. We said it in Q2. We don't suffer nobody. Q1, you get checked. Q2, we don't suffer nobody. Q3, you get blocked. Q4, we have no fucking repentance on this. You're we don't owe you. The world does not owe you or me anything. Why are you coming with some? Why couldn't you just come in and just ask a genuine? Why you did that? Cake Mix, you come in my stream and you say what about why all of a sudden you coming in looking like a homeless nigga? What happened to your name, Cake Mix? Don't tell. I don't wait. By the way, this is not a courtroom line. I don't need you coming here co-counsel for Harbor Freight. That was actually Cake Mix. He didn't have his ID, nigga. What happened to his ID? What happened to his ID? That wasn't Cake Mix on the screen. That was a nappy-headed motherfucker that I could not identify. Asking me some belligerent shit that he could have learned a whole goddamn year ago. And as his co-counsel, as many times as he's been on your stream, you know, how many times you say, I love Wrestler. I watch Wrestler. Wrestler be this. Wrestler be that. Wrestler done bandage other people. Wrestler done bandage other people to the shadow realm, by the way. How come this person don't know that? Huh? How come they don't know that? Rockefeller, you done got banished at Wrestlers, right? And then they up there, Cake Miss up there watching it. So why you ain't protected? Why is it they don't know the difference, huh? Huh? Why don't they know the difference, huh? Overruled. If you remind me, counselor, I'll unblock them at the end of the stream. But you must remind me. Because if not, they will be banished to the fucking Phantom Realm. You understand? You better remind me. Because no one gets a pass. Anybody can get it. 2026, we hold everybody accountable. You better remind me. If not, he's gonna be sitting floating in the fucking shadow realm, and you better hope that his body doesn't fucking turn around in that fucking void and bump into fucking Rockefeller. You better remind me. Because outside of that, anybody can get no. Cam, you've been here, Cam, because ain't nobody safe. Nobody safe. Anybody think they have special preferential treatment, especially if you walking in being a goddamn ghost, you get ghost treatment. All of you, Casper. You come in, you guys. It's funny how you guys want to walk in and you guys come in with the same name and you think that you want to act the fuck up, but you guys be all here acting like fucking Cheers. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. Then you come up here. I knew to the border. I knew to the border. Get rid of this nigga. You gonna ask me a whole bunch of questions? You just new to the border? You new to my channel? Send this nigga away. Why didn't you come with your regular ID? Why you coming in here talking about you new to the border? Not in my area. Don't act no dumb shit coming in my fucking area talking about you new to the border. Come correct, ask the right questions, and you be initiated. You don't come jumping into the border and you just start saying dumb shit. That's not the way it works here. He came in with very trollish, disrespectful shit, and I'm gonna. But just for you, Blind. Just for you. I see this as disrespect. Not to me personally, to the platform. I always thought Wrestler was on some I didn't block people for questioning. I don't mind you questioning. But what is your purpose of saying that? Huh? What's your purpose of questioning? Did you also hear me say that if you question me and you didn't watch me long enough, I fucking go in on you? Because if you don't know, you shouldn't be asking me. You should be asking my motherfucking chat. There are mods in here, by the way. Don't disrupt me when I'm doing my job, when there are mods in here who can also help you understand what the fuck you need to know. Have I not said that? Have I not said that? KM, have I not said that? Mama, if you're here, have I not said? Locksmith, if you're here, have I not said that? I'm in my zone. I'm talking. I'm doing my long stroking, and you want to sit there and you want to at my fucking name to get my attention to ask me some dumb shit like that, and I'm supposed to look at you like you're not trying to get special treatment. You're not trying to have Tupac all eyes on me. Why else would you need to at me? There are mods in here. There are other people who's been watching me for a while. No Chaser could have answered that. Conscionery could have answered that. Gatsby could have answered that. Your co-counsel could have answered that. So what happened? What's your excuse? And you come in here, I'm gonna do it like the Mexicans. You come in here looking like a gringo. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. Is what we doing? Huh? Hey. Blind. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you sure that was cake mix? The same way how the same way how I look at Dom and I'll be like, Dom, hey Dom, stop changing all your profile pictures when you're on my fucking stream. Stop changing all your profile pictures. You got the same name, but you keep changing. Like it makes me nervous. No, not es beaches. Es bloque. You 100% sure? Okay. Okay. You very happy I made this program very quickly. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna unblock him. He should be free in about 60 seconds. These are here. Don't have motherfuckers coming here with false passports under the fucking border, okay? We don't do that shit here. We don't do that shit here. Come correct. I don't listen. I don't go to none of your channels, none of your spaces with fake names. To this day, I've never gone to any one of your channels under a fucking fake name. Yeah, I need to learn some respect. I don't do that. Why is it y'all just can't come up who you are? Why y'all all think you work for fucking Mossad? Huh? You all fucking Israeli and shit? You all undercover? You all CIA motherfuckers? You all sitting here gonna jump to everybody else's stream with a P-Hub account? The fuck is wrong with y'all? And he's still, what? I feel a way that wrestler you feel a way that wrestler protect his channel from fucking weird strangers. For all I know, you're sitting here gooning. How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? And I'm gonna type in the chat. Oh shit! I typed under the wrong account. This is my Gooner account. Fuck, man, damn. I didn't mean to type in the chat under my Gooner account. Nah, he blocked me. No, it's not trivia time. You know what this feels like, Con? This feels like Mario Party. You know, when you hit that question mark, and it's like chance time. You don't know if you're about to win or you're about to get screwed. You're about to get the Bowser. You have no idea if you're about to get the Bowser. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't run up in and like start acting like you get that chance time. Yeah, and then you get fucked over. Don't do that. Not with me. Not with me. I'll tell you, I got no problem being a fucking villain. If anyone, I feel the way like I thought wrestlers on the block. I also said I have no problem blocking anybody because you know why? There is no freedom of speech on YouTube. Peace. If you haven't played Mario Party, you're missing out, baby girl. You need to go play Mario Party. You know what? If you haven't played Mario Party, that's all right. Go on YouTube. Just go look for Mario Party. In fact, go type in the words Bowser Mario Party, and you'll get it. You'll understand. And you'll probably get a whole timeline of all the times that Bowser has fucked somebody over. Chef's kiss. Chef's fucking kiss. There's no freedom of speech on YouTube. And since I know that, don't ever believe that you have any freedom when it comes to me. If you get away with shit, it's because I allow it. Because I understand people are people. But at the same time, if I see something is disrespectful, you better have someone like Blind as a co-counsel. You better have somebody as Blind as a co-counsel. Because I'm thinking, why did you come up with as a snaking name? Wait, here's my next thing, Blind. You see, I got random fucking trolls. Not random, because we know it's all the same motherfucker. Coming up in here, and you think you gonna have somebody that you know as well, that I know, well, at least some I know, run up in here with a fake name, and then run up in here like anybody can get this work, and this is the House of Dragons right now. You think we just allowing anybody to be up in this bitch? You've been here during season 2. I'm almost about to buckle down and be in season 2 mindset. Anybody can get it. You better tell them. We're not fucking around. We're not fucking around in here. I'm not dealing with burner accounts. Burner accounts can get banned really quick. You will catch an STD quickly. Complete ban. Like, I'm not doing it. Keep your porn accounts, your socking accounts out of my shit. Come authentic or don't come at all. Stay dry. Don't come. No pause. Yes, don't do it. Just keep your hands off yourself. No. They knew what they were doing. Don't say no on behalf. Don't say on behalf. That was all. It was all. They need to take responsibility for what they did. So, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Because guess what? You guys absolutely derailed me. So I'm gonna have to sit there and think about what I was thinking about. But you absolutely derailed me. I'm just gonna go into YouTube Studio to make sure this person has been unbanned according to Blind. You said you're 100% sure. Damn. Guess what, Blind? I see an account that I had banned that has your profile picture on it. That's crazy. You want to take a guess who that was? I'm looking at it. There's an account that's banned that literally has your profile picture on it. That's crazy. So, oh, nope. Nope, they're still in here. Okay. I had them unblocked. Okay, here we go. They are completely unblocked now. It's saved. We'll see what happens. I mean, stalkers are nice so long as they know how to suck the right nut really at that right tempo, that right suction, and then they go really deep on the left nut. You know what I mean? Like they're not as equal. So like one's a little bit more sensitive, but they know how to. But their lips is just so nice that like it's like. But the sucking motions are really good for the. Anyway, I that was a little too much information. Sorry, I was reminiscing. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Just never mind. I need moving forward. I need me to say that. You know, let's scratch that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, scratch that from the record. We're not talking about that no more. I scratch that from the record. Scratch that from the record. Let's talk about people who take about jokes too far. Since KM says, you know, like wrestler always going too far. Not for nothing. The deeper the better. I always go too far. KM. Anyway, it's the only way to know how far I've gone. I just got to go farther than the next guy, right? So it's jokes. The people who just say it's just jokes. This is one of those things that I think a lot of people say, but there should be an honest conversation about it. The irony, the culture that we tend to go through is there are coaches who protect a lot of behavior, escalating behavior, especially here that we see online, right? Think about it. It's just trolling. They're just jokes. It's satire. It's dude, it's just content. I heard that one a lot. It's just content. Everybody's just being a character. And I keep saying, not everybody who's online, just because they're not using their real name, is actually being a character. And they go, who? And I go, me. I would say anyone want to look me up. Go ahead. You're gonna be bored as fuck. I know exactly what I'm doing and how I got into it. I don't worry about anybody me. I'm not worried about me. I don't have the greatest of life. There's nothing you're gonna take me for. I could die tomorrow. Honestly, none of y'all are gonna care. You move on in a week. It is what it is. So I go, so what do you think that you're looking for? You know, you crazy motherfuckers who have nothing else better to do in your fucking life. And you go, okay. Well, sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. But here's the funny part. At some time, the disclaimer stops matching the conduct that you're trying to show. And I think that people know that deep down. You can feel when somebody enjoys. Come on, folks. Can we keep it a buck for a moment? We've been online watching so many people for so long. We know when there is someone who thoroughly enjoys humiliating other people. You can feel it when someone enjoys antagonizing strangers. You know it. You can feel it when somebody enjoys discrimination against other people. You can feel it when someone enjoys doing nothing but being the opposite, the contrarian, to escalate anything in the situation. And then when people react, we saw it even earlier today. They say, relax, bro. Just jokes. Relax. No. Sometimes just jokes becomes a shield that people use to avoid explaining their actual behavior. Right, Penelope? Right, Penelope, who just walked in the door. You're late. You're late. You're gonna have to see me after class, okay? You're gonna have to see me after class, Penelope. You're late. This is where, not for nothing, people need to have a conversation. Sometimes jokes, just jokes become a shield because people are trying to avoid their actual negative behavior. This is a conversation that needs to happen more often. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about when the audience is not exactly innocent. You fuckers. And me when I'm watching somebody else's content. Me fuckers, right? If you want to share my stuff to a kick community, go ahead. But if you're just a bot, keep it pushing. But you do what you're gonna do, whatever AI, whatever not AI. I don't know, Bang Bros, whatever the fuck is going on here. Anyway, this is where chat probably is gonna get a smidget uncomfortable. Just a smidget. Most of y'all don't have any real fucking shame. Guess what? You're conditioned not to have shame too.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You're conditioned not to have shame. So yeah, I know what space you come from. So I know you're conditioned not to have shame. People love pretending. But they say things like, I'm just watching. No, you're not just watching. What you're doing is you are reinforcing the ecosystem that's actually being built there. You are helping determine the growth that's already happening on that platform. If humiliation gets rewarded, that means more humiliation is the thing that needs to appear in order for it to be validated. If obsession gets rewarded, the creator needs to escalate more in order to get that more obsession in there. If escalation gets rewarded, creators need to escalate harder. Sometimes it's a small stroke, and sometimes it's a long one. That does not remove personality or personal responsibility from the creator. But the audience absolutely will shape that online culture. Absolutely. Without question. So some creators become trapped. I was mentioning this earlier for those who are paying attention. Some creators become trapped by the very audience that they build. I want you to sit there and think about that for a moment. Some creators become trapped by the very audience that they build. Now, they have to escalate because the audience become addicted to the emotional spikes. What's good, Leopard? That's one of the darkest part of the internet culture right now that people don't want to talk about. Some have. I don't know if they're if really articulated. It is what it is. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it with you. Some creators go. Some creators no longer control the very monster because the audience trained the ecosystem to become that monster. So if a creator wants to turn around and change the dynamic of their channel, the dynamic of where it goes, they can no longer do so because they've already not only conditioned their channel, but they conditioned their audience to have that be a thing. And when they want to change it, their audience go. Like a CEO, they say, we vote you out. You do what you've always been doing. It doesn't matter what got you here, what got us here. Now you do what we say. If I want you to chase down Carpenter's Journey, we do that. If I want you to chase down Blizzy Blind, you do that. If I want you to harass Leopard Print, you do that. If I want you to chase KM down to the end of the earth, you do that. And if not, we're all gonna leave you. It's a hostage situation. So the real question, so now let's just get back to the original point. I still think that question is so simplistic. Speech is not automatically violence. I would never go out and to say that it is. And I think calling every offensive thing violent weakens the actual message and the premise to what actual violence is. Because speech absolutely shapes environment. Speech shapes communities. Speech shapes permission. It shapes structures. It shapes what people begin tolerating within society. And I think that last part is really important. And online cultures, we're not talking about just real life, but online, specifically online cultures right now, is heavily blurred between the lines between attention, between healthy behavior, between real danger, between disagreement, between criticism. Jesus Christ. Not somebody saying something is rude online, right? The damage where escalation becomes identity, community, entertainment, and even income all at once. This changes people because now it becomes not just what the conversation is, but what the conversation could be, and also what the conversation means to them versus the people that they're having it with, right? And then it becomes a different situation, which is why how I see a conversation. Let's just look this way. If Blind and I, because Blind's a content creator, so let's just, I'm going to use Blind as an example. If Blind and I have a conversation or an argument, not a debate, but an argument, if he's looking at it as someone who has more subscribers than me, he's looking at it in terms of him being a content creator who's also looking in terms of gathering followers, monetization, yada, yada, yada. If I am lower than him and I do not have the numbers or whatever, I'm having a conversation with him. I might be thinking about my viewers, but I'm not thinking about it monetarily. I'm just talking about the conversation. We come at it from two different perspectives. Yes, he may be engaging with me, but he's also got other things that he's thinking about. He's thinking about how his community views him, but also how the algorithm views him. I'm just thinking about me and how my community versus views me. I'm not even thinking about monetarily because I have not reached a status of monetization. So how many people are viewing you and why they're viewing you matters. Now, let's just put a little bit extra caveat. If Blind has more subscribers than me, but he's on my channel and no one from his community even knows he's there, he's less likely to engage in all that extraness because to him, his premise is to really just have the best argument to have against me. Versus if we were sharing a stream, it was an official debate, he would go all out because his reputation is on the line. You get what I'm saying? So we're also talking about online culture right now is very blurred between, like I said, human behavior, between disagreements, between criticism. Not everybody is saying the nicest things that are being online, but also the damage is when people are escalating problems, it becomes more than what it is because you don't know if it's all about the community, if you don't know if it's all about entertainment. It could be all the factors all at once. And this combination changes people depending on where you're at. Now, let me just say this, and I'm gonna let it rock here, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Because I feel like I do have to use the bathroom for a bit, real quick. I just heard my door close too. I just feel like I heard my doors close. I think the biggest mistake people make online is pretending the internet in some semblance is not real life. Some semblance. The difference actually is not too much of a difference. You can throw away the internet and live your regular life the same way how you can throw away your friends in real life and get new friends. In some aspects, the internet is a partial representation of your real life. The difference of the internet is all depending on how you view yourself and how you represent yourself online versus how you represent yourself in real life. If you present yourself and represent yourself one way in real life and you represent yourself totally different online, there goes your conflict. If you are the same person, like myself, if you are the same person on and offline, you make decisions all the time. There are people who I absolutely separated myself from real life. The same way how I can separate myself from people online. It's just something to think about. It's something that we should all consider and think about. Now, it's true, I may not have all of your real names, or you may have my real name or whatever, but it doesn't mean that the fostering of relationships, the time being spent, because that's the one thing that we all share together is time. You're sharing time watching me the same way I'm sharing time watching you. It affects real people. It affects their behavior. It affects their relationships. It affects their real thinking. It affects their conditioning. It affects also the consequences, right? The Constitution can protect speech legally. Legally. That does not automatically make speech socially healthy. At the same time, emotional discomfort cannot become the measurement for the law either. I think this is the part that we fall apart, that we fall on, that is the tension of the discussion. This is the difficult part of the discussion. And honestly, I wish I had more. I wish I had more people that I can talk to as legal professionals to have this conversation with. Honestly, I think I think the I think people are scared of hard conversations now because hard conversations force you to admit two uncomfortable things that can exist at the same time. Number one, that speech matters, right? And number two, that people are still responsible for what they do with that speech. These are the things that I've come down to. Now, I'm not really sure. I've kind of said a lot. Some of you might think that I'm a for. Some of you might think that I'm against. I don't think that I've really said anything that says that I'm either for or against. The idea is not to have a position to be for or against, but the idea is to have a conversation, to have the overall conversation as to where we think. Because too many people just either go, well, First Amendment, the law, the government, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that crazy shit. And there's some people that just turn around and say, well, if I don't have the root First Amendment, then I got the Second Amendment to take care of the First Amendment, and you're also at fault. So it's interesting to see what the mindset is, what's right. But the most important part, and I might need to change the title of the stream because I said when just jokes become true. But I think the biggest joke that falls upon us is that we believe that when it comes to either or, words are just violence or words have no meaning at all and we can just say whatever the fuck we want. There's a middle ground that needs to be within there, because regardless of whether we say it might not be okay to attack someone based on words, we can say that throughout history, forms of disrespect have always led to physical violence. Always. Being highly disrespectful, being highly disrespectful has never kept anyone safe from physical ramifications. We can just be honest about that. Having an opinion, saying things that are offensive is not saying something offensive versus being I'm trying to make sure I get the right. I want to say a word that's going to be being outright disrespectful. I'm trying to find another word, but I'm just going to say it. You're being outright disrespectful. You're targeting a person specifically, whatever it is, their weight, their race, their gender, whatever. We know the difference. You can say, I'm just saying things. Yes, and I am being offensive. But you do not get to dictate how somebody responds to it. All right? Now, there are plenty of people who are not going to agree with that. They're going to say, no, I called you a fat bastard, or I call you gay, lesbian, trans, whatever the fuck. And I feel like I should be able to say that under the First Amendment. But if we have things as verbal violence, right? If we even look at DV, right, domestic violence, and we say that the reason why the guy or the gal snapped is due to verbal violence and being justified for taking psychological violence, then how can you turn around and say that psychological violence does not exist? I think it's a very interesting conversation that for a while we won't really have a clear understanding of, but the idea is to have the thoughts to consider not who's tough enough and who's not tough enough, because I think that's ignorant. I think, well, I'm just tougher than they are. Well, they just did tough enough. But I think you're copping out. I think you're selling the ideal and yourself short. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. There's more to it. There's an underlying conversation. There's an underlying thing that's not being discussed outside of the over the top shit. And I think a lot of people don't get down to the nitty gritty of that. I think there are some things that some people are looking at that they may be digging too deep into. And I think there's some people that might be looking at it and they're not looking at it close enough. But I think until people really come down to a point of complete honesty, and I think a lot of people are just not really at the point in society to do that, I think it's up for us. I think it's for the people, for us, the people that's in the middle, the people who's not part of politics, the people that's not in an advocacy group, the everyday Joe and Jane, you and I, to have that conversation. Because at the end of the day, the people who rely on us for the votes, the people who rely on us for the payment, the people who rely on us for the taxes, the people who rely on us are the people who look at the Joes and Janes of everyday society. Just something to think about. What do you think, guys? I just ended my monologue. I think that's the end of what I got to say. I think I've landed the plane. I think I've said it pretty good. I long stroked you for 2 hours, you know. What are you guys thinking? Is this a conversation that you think you can really have with people, or is this a conversation where you're just pretty much on the Noah's Ark? There just needs to be 2 animals of each sex, and everybody else must die. Or are you someone who's open-minded to not what was, but also what could be? Which one are you? Because there are so many people who are trapped in what someone else told them to think. Let's just be honest, scripture. And there are those who try to find their way throughout the weaves to figure out what is best, not just for them, but also for society as a whole, for the people that they do agree with, but also for the people that they don't agree with. And the question is, are you able to exercise that thought? Because in order for you to have a thought that benefits the many, because the truth of the matter is that you don't know who in your life is going to change. And the truth of the matter is that there's always somebody you did not expect who winds up changing. Someone you really care about, someone you love, someone you realize you weren't really ready to just discard like Monday morning's trash. And you're like, why? Why? Because people are different. Because people are not black and white. Because people are not rigid. Which means you need to always have an open mind. Not to be, by the way, let me just say this. Not to say that you need to always be accepting of what people do, right? This is very important. I think when people say, like you need to have an open mind, means that you need to not accept everything that happens. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to have a mind that's adaptable to understand. Not to follow, not to accept, but to understand how people got to this particular thing. Why are people here? And me, based on what I'm looking at them, are they here because life moved them in a particular direction that just didn't really work out the way they thought? Are they confused because life didn't give them everything they wanted? Or life didn't give them what they like? Did something happen that changed their mind? And again, you won't know. And again, I know a lot of you guys like to believe you're a fucking psychologist. You're not. It's not your job to fix everyone, but your job is to give the best understanding that you can of them, so that therefore your confusion, your perplexities when it comes to them does not hinder your decisions in the future. Do you understand? Understanding them will help you understand how to deal with them, how to react with them, how to make decisions with them in the future. Do you understand that? It's not your job to change to get them on your page. Like when I talk to guys like who are trans or gay or whatever, like my job is not to change you to become trans or gay, because how is me changing, making sure that you're straight, helping me get pussy? Like I got mine. You think I care if you getting yours? I got my vagina. I got mine. She good. I'm good. Like, why do I care that you getting pussy or not? Like, why do I care that you getting pussy or not? Can we just keep like, so some of y'all really you're off the marker. You're off the marker. And I think you really need to understand why people do what they do, not to change them, but to understand so that you can best know how to harmonize with them. Not to change them, not to make them be more like you or you could assimilate more like them. That's not the point. Like that's the way how I look at it. Um you guys, you know what? What is it? 11? 11. Do I got it in me for another hour? You know what? I got it in me for another hour. I got it in me for another hour. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Gosh, you guys are warming up to me. It must be summertime. And then just sit back, get rewind. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop the link in the chizat. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I'm gonna do a quick break. I'm gonna come back, and then we're going to see what you guys think. You can't come with me, correct? You don't come at all. I'm gonna leave you with blue balls, nigga. Just want to let you know that. Because you don't get off with me. All right. Women, men, especially you ladies, because you need to figure out what the fuck you gonna do for that 29th. Because I ain't seen no fucking comments yet. So anyway, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna be right back with you guys. And this girl just yelled across the entire apartment. What the hell was that? All right. That was crazy. She yelled so loud. I'll get back with you guys in a moment. I'm gonna drop the new song for you guys. So you know who you are. You know who you are.
It's what you do to me. You made me wanna leave the space I'm in, start a whole new situation with you. This is what you do. Got me checking my phone like there's something I missed. Every time you slide through, you make me. Ooh, you make me wanna stay up way too late, reading every little thing you say. This is what you do. Got me thinking about you more than I probably should, and that ain't good. You make me. Before anything strange happened between us, you was just somebody I talked to. Little back and forth jokes on the post. Nothing deep, nothing I thought through. And somehow every time my screen light up, I'm hoping somehow that it's you. Even when you're irritating me, I still read every word straight through. And honestly, I hate that part, that little rush when you appear. Half the time you're getting under my skin, other half I want you near. Now I'm sitting here replaying conversations at like 3 a.m. Trying to figure out if this tension attention means something, or just internet again. You made me wanna leave the space I'm in, yeah. Start a whole new situation with you. This is what you do. Got me checking my phone like there's something I missed. Every time you slide through, you make me. You, what's bad is you know exactly what you're doing. Every little jab got intention. You play mean and disappear for hours, like you feeding off attention. And you come back casual, like nothing even happened. Drop one line, throw one emoji. Now I'm right back reacting. And I know this probably sound ridiculous, grown man caught in a loop, but it's something about the way you talk, like every shot aimed straight and smooth.
Are you telling me only the trolls have the fortitude?
Next minute I wait for your reply. That's probably
Never mind, somebody got balls. We need somebody else up here who got balls as well.
Should I cut this off? Should I leave it alone? Why every little interaction?
Ayo Pen, Ayo KM, where your ovaries at? Huh? Come on, ladies. Where's your ovarian fortitude? Huh? Where is it at? Huh?
Even when I know what this probably is, this is what you do. Got me caught between log off and one more reply. Every damn night you make me. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Yeah. Log off. Touch grass. Touch me, babe, girl, please. You make me.
All right, so we are here. I mean, damn, you guys are really killing it. Like, you guys are really killing it out. You guys are really making it back deep. When the only person who actually has, I would just say, the testicular fortitude is literally Blizzy Blind. Ladies, what the fuck is going on here? What is going on here? Huh? I'm offering you ladies a chance. Y'all don't want to do nothing. You know, y'all all showing you got dried up eggs. You're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to have no talk. You're not trying to get your shit out. Resla, if only we had the opportunity. I gave you the opportunity. What's going on here? What's going on with you? I guess Blind. I mean, I did have somebody else was in the chat, but they are excommunicado. Sir, I do not hear you. And it's not me this time. It's not me this time. Yeah, you're gonna get me this time. Guys, ladies, feel free to hit that link that was in there. Oh my god. Someone said, oh gee, says so no sound from him. I'm aware there's no sound from him. I'm just on him right now. There's no sound from him. But he needed to get his just together. I had to make sure it wasn't me this time. Last time he kind of he caught me off guard last time, not this time. You doing sign language? Look. He doing sign language. It's crazy. He said, "Can hear." All right, you know. So what's it gonna be? Listen, ladies, the 29th is coming. You gonna let all your ladies down? What? Since Beyonce done got locked down, y'all lost all your courage. What happened? All the women independent. I think not. What happened? What happened? What happened to all of your power? All of your what happened? What happened to all your anthems? All of your cheers? Huh? Uh, uh. Not arrest us. No. I see that. I see it now. I called it out last time. I'm calling it out this time. Listen, I had a whole DM. They're like, did anybody respond to your shit? I said, go take a look. They're like, no. I said, yep. Nobody responded. Not one. They all lost it. They all dried up. Oh, listen. I said when it came to them having a conversation, even on a whole ladies' night, all of a sudden they all went on menopause. They all dried up. All dried up. Cactus, all dried up. Every single one of them dried up. Cactus Club. Oh shit. Ain't no fucking way. We'll see. I don't know. I see you. Look. We got somebody. Somebody came up. Part of your club. You fucking cowards. Someone had to represent you. Go ahead, speak for them.
Who am I speaking for? The cowards? The trolls?
Yeah, you're speaking all. You're
What
speaking
happened
for
to
all.
Blind? Where'd he
You're
go?
speaking
Did he
for.
sneak out of here?
No, he. I don't know what's going on, but you got to speak for all the cowards in the chat. You have to show them how the real ovarian army shows up.
The ovarian army. The one person who has none.
Oh, so you heard that right, ladies? It takes you not having one in order to get a step up. That's the way it works, huh? You gotta lose yours. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna tell you, right? So none of you can show up until you. So that's what it is. That's why none of y'all showing up because you're afraid of using yourselves up and you losing your uterus, huh? Is that what it is? Is that why KM? Is that why Pan? You guys not showing up? Jen, is that why you not guys showing up? Let me just say this. Ring the bell on them because they're complete pussies. Complete pussies. I said what I said.
What is this, ladies' night? And they're all too coward to show up? Come on.
No. They still got a good chunk. It's the 29th. It is the second episode of Opinionated. And they're about to do it dirty. They don't understand. In a couple of days, if they don't say shit, I'm about to open it up so that the guys can also compete. And I got a good feeling the guys are gonna have a whole lot to say. I'm giving them a whole extra week, and they haven't said shit in the last 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been today is like day number 6.
6 days on the road. You guys, come on. You can't just make me come up here all by my freaking self. How can I talk about girly things if I have no girlies to talk to it about?
That was my point, though. Look. You know what, Blind? The way you drop it, I swear, I'm about to WYN. I'm about to WYN. You can't pop out. Like, you got no commitment. Your whole connection don't have commitment. I'm about to die. I'm about to W a young nigga.
Come on, Blind. Get up here. Talk girly things. Oh. Come on. I dare you.
He can't even stay up. No commitment. He got that Y. He got that YN connection. Well, don't you dare. Don't you dare vagina monologue. Because you're ain't up here. Don't say, oh, just one. Just one is up there. Just one join. You're not up there. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't do that. Sir, it doesn't matter who's on panel. You weren't on panel. What happened? You came up and then you dropped. You know who I wasn't gonna let up on panel? Your boyfriend.
Come on, blind. Come
He
talk
came up.
girly
He
things.
tried to come up before you did. He tried to come up with a chameleon. I said nope. Nope. I said they come and go. You come and go.
They're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The
All the time.
backstabbers.
Backstabbers. All the time. I know plenty of them. And they said, "Well, I'm gonna be up here because I want to say something." I'm like, "Oh, you could talk. Listen, we're gonna do it old school. You can talk to Tone. Tone, who's that? Dial Tone. You ain't talking to nobody. Ain't nobody here for you.
Get a busy signal. How long's it been since y'all heard a busy signal?
Honestly, I want to say this year. Earlier this year, but I think it was a fluke accident. I think we were working on something in the network and it happened. We weren't used to it. Like somebody said, "Yo, actually, it was a young guy. It was a young guy in his 20s. He's like, I don't know what this is," and we all started laughing. I was like, "That's a busy signal. We have cross lines." And he never heard it before, and we all laughed because he never heard it before.
Busy.
But
that's crazy. That's crazy.
But to be honest with him, it was the first time. It was the first time we were actually setting up a fax machine. That's why he never heard it. We don't use fax machines anymore like that for dialing connections. So we had a network that was failing, and we had to shut it off because everybody was doing a big backup of the network. So we rerouted everything for people to be able to use RJ45s, the old dial-in connect. Because every place still had a number, and he was like, "It's just not working." And then he plugged it in. And he was like, "What is this noise?" And we was like, "What are you talking about?" Now, no, we have a fake phone, so we plug it in. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, come here. Look, okay. This is adorable. This is an adorable moment right here. You're passing the phone, like, oh, like, yeah, he doesn't know.
You didn't get that real high pitched squeal. That
well, he's 26, so he doesn't know.
Dan, you probably trip out if you showed him the sound the routers used to make.
So he's heard it. According to him, he's heard it online. He'd never heard it in real life, so he didn't think it was real. He thought it was like a meme. He thought it was a meme. He didn't know it was a real thing. And by the way, he didn't hear the connection screeching part. He heard when it's busy. That's the part that Mom was talking about. That beep, 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 beep. Like both lines are busy. So we
used to hack it when I was young, dude. We hacked the payphone because when you put you dial the number and you put the quarter in and it does a certain touch tone. If you record that, then you can play that back. You can dial a number and it'll say, "Please enter 35 cents or 25 cents or whatever." If you play that little dial thing,
that was a while ago. I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know, Blind. Your boyfriend keeps trying to come up here.
Who?
Oh, let's talk about boyfriends. That's a girly subject.
I've already blocked twice.
You should let them up and cook them.
No. Well, here's the difference between you and I. Like, people who are not relevant don't get advertisements.
True.
So when you're like, you should let them up, I'm like, on my platform to get advertisement to say what exactly? They're not gonna be. They don't know what my platform. Even though they can watch my platform, they have no idea what my platform's about. They can watch my platform and they just go, I don't care. What do I say all the time? People who just want to come in, spread their ass cheeks, and just show their ass. They show their anus.
Yeah. And you're right, because they'll come up and give you a bunch of criticisms that don't even apply to you because they don't know what your message is. They don't know what your mission is, your agenda.
Well, it's not that they don't. By the way, it's not even that they don't know my messages. They don't care. Because there's no message that's bigger than theirs. And I just go, well, if you're competing on messages, how big a message is, nigga, you got it. I don't care. If this is about my message is bigger than your message, I'm like, you know what? You got it. You got it. You got it. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you see what my shirt says?
Built, not bought, hustle, not handed, earned, not given. There you go.
You're gonna have to work for it. You're not gonna get it for free. I don't get free meals.
Hey, they're relentless though, bro. Like they'll camp out in the bushes for a year, just plotting on you.
And here's my thing. I fucked a lot of bitches. I don't mind niggas that watch. If they want to watch, they can watch.
Okay. Hey, but going back to the original message about the
I'm gonna do it. I'm like,
I'll be over here like this.
They can watch. Anyway, on to the message. Since we only have one ovarian soldier up here, so
yeah, as a man, nah.
Oh, here we go. As a man, that bullshit.
No, play. But just touching on that, dude. I just reached a milestone yesterday in the sense of what would to all appearances be like negative messaging and like troll-like behavior, getting me to the destination in a way that being nice never would have. And it really kind of blew my mind, dude. And I'll just tell you specifically, since you kind of seen what's been happening. Me and Toxic were going at it, dude.
I wouldn't know. You know, I keep myself out of all that shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm just giving you the details or like a little explanation of what I'm talking about. But
give me one before you go into it. If I'm trash, your mama trash, your girl trash, your father's trash, your sister's trash. They're all trash.
Your cousin.
You know what's even more trash? Your banding is trash. Ooh, did I do that? Ring the bell.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Listen, anyone can get it. I told you, if you're gonna troll, you should at least have some character. Being a dick does not help you.
Someone take the trash out.
R.I.P.
If anyone thinks they're gonna come in and be an ass and they're gonna if you get my attention, guess what? That's the last time you'll have my attention because you'll be sitting there for a year.
Bye, Tyrone. R.I.P.
If not indefinite. Goodbye, Tyrone.
Say hi to Rockefeller.
Hey, Mama, take the trash out.
And by the way, this was the guy that said, "Yo, you tight, son. I like what I see." And I'm like, pause, nigga.
Damn.
You ain't see that video?
I think I did see a piece of it on Gatsby's. He clipped it.
Yeah, that Gatsby's the one that made it. That shit was crazy. That's the same dude.
Yeah, get it together, Tyrone. Not a good look, my boy.
Just saying. And now he got a ship. What's the song? What's the song, Mama? for the Navy, he be shoving up again, shoving up again.
Yeah. Bro, what do
Gone.
you think it is? Is it like the season, or is this like why do you think all the trolls are? Because it seems like we keep on trying to nail down the serious, but like it's just like the troll shit just keeps on coming back, coming back.
It's not a season. What happens is that there are brand new trolls. Hey, blind. It's like when you're a handsome guy. There are brand new graduates of the junior college every year, right? Every year. And what they want to do is that when they enter the workforce, they see you and they go, Poppy got all the influence, right? And they're like, I know. So trolls are the same way. They come through, except that they don't have a bachelor's, they don't have a master's, they have an associate's, right? They didn't get everything that they needed. They figured they have enough, and they think they're gonna make it. So instead of thinking that they can charm and they know enough about the curriculum and they done some studying, they just come through and they go blind.
Yeah.
Blind.
Facts.
They just stick their tongue out and they stick their butt out and they figure it's enough. And we're like, nah.
But is it that they're small minded? Because it's like, bro, I don't got no clout.
It's not that they're small minded. It's that what they trained in was not a lot. It's like this way. If you're on a basketball team, right? Well, you've only been taught. If you only been taught to be a point guard and to shoot from the three, right? You've never been taught to drive down the paint. You've never been taught to do a layup. How good are you as a player?
I mean, you're only a fraction of a player, I would think.
And this is the point that I make about trolls. They're only a fraction. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
But yet, dude, what's crazy is they can fake it good sometimes, bro. Like the game they be spitting sometimes, a weak person, it'll make them think, dude.
They're not that good unless they listen. I'm gonna tell you the same way how like them being good at it, as you say, is the same as them being a gamer girl. How good are the gamer girls?
At games, they suck.
But they look good, don't they?
Yeah.
That's my point. They really suck.
Yeah.
They're hot garbage. They can't compete. But people think if they say enough shit, they're funny. And I'm like,
yeah,
take your shit to stand up if you really think you're funny. And then they go, well. Here's my example. There's people like the guy that just kept coming up. By the way, this is the second account that I banned just strictly for StreamYard, by the way. And these are the people that believe that they have the power to run me off the internet.
They do.
Here's my thing. I've been on the internet for over 3 years. I never needed to meet you, and I've been through hell already. And you didn't do your homework. If you did your homework, you're one person. I went through a whole community, my guy. You don't got it. I went through a whole community coming through to try to change me and my community. You're one person, and I don't even know where the fuck you're from. I still don't know to this day. I never watched any of your shit. I don't know what your channel is about. I don't know where you're from. I don't know nothing. And you think that you have what it takes. You, by your lonesome fucking self, is going to destroy my fucking channel? A channel
Well, you don't think
for over 3 years?
You don't think there's any teams? Because I got teams of people working against me. You don't think there's any teams that are plotting on you?
Well, here's my thing. The reason why and I'm going to say this to you, the reason why the teams work against you is because you care too much about them.
I don't see how that's possible when I truly don't care about them at all.
No, you say that. But I've seen how you respond to them. You care too much about them.
That's all performative bullshit.
Hey, guess what? I hate to tell you this. It's performative, right? If I had no intention on busting on a bitch, but I stood over her face and I did this, she's waiting, right? She's waiting, right?
Yeah.
Don't build expectations.
I mean,
Don't build
I don't mind it.
expectations.
I don't mind that they think I care.
You do, and that's why they keep on you.
But then why do they keep on you?
Oh, they're not on me for me. They're on me because of you.
No, not all the time.
Oh, no, they are.
They might come here because
no. I can tell you right now. The only reason why this person is on my left nut, by the way, is because they believe that I have the power deep down to do something that they can't do. You want to know what that is?
Influence me.
Exactly.
Well, they're not wrong.
It's more than influence. They think that I can guide you to a better life, and they're mad at it. And here's what I said. Here's what I told them from the jump. They can go look at their channel and everything. If they didn't delete it already, like a dirty deleter, we know those people are, right, Mama? So
Yep.
they said,
Dirty
I don't
deleter.
they said, I don't think that you're the right person who can lead blind. And I went, lead blind? I said, do you know how long he's been on the internet?
Right.
I said, I think Blind been on the internet just as long as I have. Like, and we didn't meet each other for years. I said, do you understand? Like, you don't even know the lore of how back and forth me and Blind went. And I said, guide him. I said, Blind's his own man. I'm not gonna. First of all, even if I could influence him, why would I do so? That's a waste of my time. I'm not here to make people do what I want to do, which also tells me that you know nothing about my content.
Yeah. But
So,
man, that makes me feel bad though, dude.
I know it. So here's my thing. I don't feel bad about people who want to pretend to be slow. Because if you're claiming that you're smart, if you're pretending to be slow, I have no sympathy for you.
Well, sometimes it's optimal.
It's one thing if you're slow, pretending to be fast. It's another thing if you're fast and you're saying that you're pretending to be slow. I have no sympathy for you.
Which is worse?
I agree. So there are people out here who are literally slow, pretending to be fast.
Facts.
And by the way, I let you rock with it, whatever. But like when people do things like, I just want you to be on my side, and I'm going, I don't want to be on no one's side. You know whose side I like more?
Your own.
My side.
Same.
I don't. You can, and I'll say like I say all the time. You can get kicked by a horse and die tomorrow. I'm still gonna drink and be okay.
God damn. I'll drink to that.
I don't know you. I share no relationship with you. I don't know you. I built nothing with you. And the idea that you think I should care about you simply, folks, we did this literally. What we're in March? No, we're in May. I think I did this in the end of April. The idea that you think I should care about you because you simply draw oxygen in this world is crazy to me.
Well, as it pertains to the online space, who do you care about?
Period. Everybody who's in the online space has everything in common. You know what they have in common? They're human beings here on Earth in this time. They all eat, sleep, shit.
Not necessarily. There's a shitload of AI bots too now.
And they're being controlled by who? AI just not doing shit on its own. It needs permission.
That's a whole nother discussion, but
it needs permission. This is like a whole 007 thing, right?
You're right about permission.
So
that's a part of my book.
So when 007 Daniel Craig character, he comes through and he meets the new M, right? He says, I could do all this and I could do all that. But he said, oh, if you're so great, what do you need from me? He's like, once in a while, we need someone to go push a button. You still need me then, nigga. End of the day.
Yeah.
So AI can't do everything by itself. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I listened to when you were doing your whole Matrix thing. At the end of the day, the Matrix still needed people. They couldn't do it all by themselves.
Yeah.
So
and a big part of my book is the permission thing, bro. That's a huge part of the online space that people don't know.
Well, they know it. They choose to ignore it. The same way how the people in the Matrix choose to believe that the life that they live is real.
Well, do they? The people that are in the Matrix?
Yes. The same way how the people who outside the Matrix, Cypher in Matrix 1, chooses to go back even though he knows the shit is fucking fake.
Yeah, but how could just since we're on the topic, somebody in the Matrix, how could they wake their mind up and realize that they're really sitting in a pod being siphoned off of?
If you went through the Matrix comics, the first people who started waking up were waking up on their own. There wasn't a Zion or whatever. They were waking up on their own.
Oh snap!
They were waking up on their own.
Waking up, pulling their shit out.
They were waking up on their own, and they were being hunted. After that, there were a couple of people who wanted to go back because they couldn't figure out, and that's how they realized they can jack in and jack out. But when they jacked in, it was different than how they originally experienced. Because their understanding of the world, they were able to manipulate shit. And this is what created the whole Zion community, not the natural borns, because the natural borns can't jack in, and then the rebels started to pull other people out the same way they did to Neo. That's how it all got
the same way it is in my book. Well, in my book though, the AIs are people, some of them.
Well, but that's how it got started in the comics, from the first Zion all the way coming through. There were people who got pulled who should have never been pulled.
Facts. But that's going to be a given in any situation, right? Because the energy is going to balance out.
That's no different from any situation. Honestly, that's no different from any point in history. There are people who are soldiers. There are people who've never been soldiers. There are people who are doctors who never should be doctors. There are people who are there's always someone who got there strictly because they were good at it, not because they have a passion for it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. What it is. So there's always somebody.
Or nepotism.
Fact.
Yeah. Same way. This is why I love the whole aspect of how the education system came up, because back then, if you were a farmer and you were a son of a farmer, you became a farmer. You didn't have anything. You couldn't fall. If you were a son of a blacksmith, you can only become a blacksmith. There's nothing else you can do.
That's how it is in China. They're like, okay, you're gonna be a basketball player. You're gonna be this.
That's not the way it is in China. It's not.
That's what I've always read.
No, China has absolutely adapted with the rest of the times. It's not like that at all. Because here's the truth of the matter: it used to be like that in Japan as well. If you were a swordsmith, or you were a leader of a clan, everything has changed over time. With time changes and new people who come across other people, everything changed. You know what changes the most about professions? Times of peace.
That's true.
Times because think about it. I need a blacksmith. Your son's a blacksmith. We're still at war, so your son.
Well, the Industrial Revolution was the result of World War I, wasn't it? World War I.
But times of peace reflect what you can do outside of times of war.
No, it started before then, Blood.
Oh, okay.
Industrial Revolution started actually back in the 1800s with the cotton mill.
Thinking of the feminist movement or something. One of those kicked off when all the women went into the workforce because men were at war. I'm not sure which one, but I read that.
Second World War.
That was the second
Rosie
World
the
War.
Riveter. Second.
Yeah.
Second. Yeah.
Yeah, this bitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But either way, even after all that, it wasn't the majority of them that wanted to go back to doing all of that. It was a very minority. This is why I said, like, people to this day, this nation has always sucked at math because it's always been the minority that overrules the majority.
Bro, it's because of optics, bro. It's because of optics. They're able to show you this picture that says, "Hey, this is what everybody's doing," but it's really not what everybody's doing.
No, I hate to say this, but optics has been the thing that overrules all class. Let's be honest with you. Who do you think there's more of, the poor or the rich?
There's way more poor.
The poor. Who do you think is like, if you want to look at the black community, right? The black community. Who do you think is really on some YN shit? The majority or the minority?
The minority.
So how many people are actually trailer park trash? The minority or the majority?
The minority.
So how many people you think are embezzling cash in stocks? Is it the majority or the minority?
Yeah, but people are not. But yes, and people are too influenced by what they're seeing on this stupid fucking plastic thing, bro.
And why? Because critical thinking is one of the things that are not taught where?
And home
in high school.
First. Yeah,
in high school. Because accounting, critical thinking, all these things are considered to be not even majority, not even core classes, electives in college. Electives.
I mean, critical thinking should be a part of all school. I feel like.
Here's the funny part about it. You probably know who I'm talking about. But if you ever met a guy who I know, Mayo Monkey, he was the first one who introduced me to a test that was given to people who were there in the 50s. Just math, science, everything. They would have blew me and OG. They blew me and OG out the water. They killed us.
That was the 20s, the 19.
Oh, was the 20s? They killed us.
Yep.
We had no fucking clue, and they killed us.
In what way?
What?
Like it was just higher. It was a higher level of math and stuff. Or what?
This was just high school. High school compared to us now. They killed us. What they knew was way different than what we knew. They killed us. It wasn't even close. You know,
well, dude, imagine.
Imagine this way. We're in 20 at the time when me and OG took this test. We were in 2025. We're talking about people who were in the 20s. I want to say easily IQ points. They beat us by like 91 points. They killed us. They crucified us. What they knew was ridiculous.
I believe it, shit. But I was gonna say, imagine, and look, there are a lot of people are constantly like, "Oh, you're stupid for this blind." But I always say, if I haven't experienced it, then I don't consider it a fact that I know. I can engage with the fact that you know it, and we can engage on whatever parameters you set. But I don't assume that I know it. Imagine how much of our mental space is taken up by shit that we won't even see in real life. That we won't ever experience, we won't ever go there, we won't ever meet these people. It's the majority.
Well, not for nothing. That's just, I won't even say it's the majority, like it's a handicap or it's privilege. The majority of people never get access to particular things because the way how life works is that you have to be in the right circles at the right time, in the right place, and know the right people in order to get there. So it's not open to everybody. That's just the way how life is.
Facts. That's if it even exists at all. Because
one thing you said earlier that is very important is nepotism. Nepotism is about being around the right people, the right place at the right time, being in the right. That's just the way it works.
Yeah. Yeah, and
it's not that you did anything special, you know.
That's the reason why I say that media is such a detriment to society, bro. Because let's this is purely hypothetical. I'm not saying this is the way that it is, but let's say there was a ruling class, bro, and they wanted to stay in the ruling class, then all they would have to do is show you this video of people that become famous actors and famous singers and shit, and you can do this too. And just like there's a movie, dude, I think it's Minority Report, where there's like one person that wins this like challenge, and then when they win, they really just get killed. They say you like go up to this special island and stuff.
That's not Minority Report. That's Tom Cruise. You're talking about The Island.
No, The Island has Leonardo DiCaprio. That's a bad movie too.
No. The Island is Ewan McGregor. That's what the one I'm talking about.
I've seen that one too. Yeah, that's a different island. Yeah.
No, the island is Ewan McGregor, where basically they're getting sold. They're actual clones that are getting sold up for their body parts, but they have to grow.
Yeah. Is that Ewan McGregor? That's the movie. That was the guy from Hitch.
No, that's the movie. That's the movie you're talking about. It's Ewan McGregor. It's called The Island.
Is it Ewan McGregor?
Yes, it is. The guy who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's Ewan McGregor.
Okay, I don't know, but there's another island with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's fire too.
Well, the guy who gets pulled away quickly because he won early, but he wasn't there longer. He's a big guy. Michael Clark Duncan. Michael Clark Duncan. He was also in The Island.
But going back to my point, though, is that
the guy that gets pulled by the Achilles and gets dragged back into the room.
They give people this false hope that we spend our whole life thinking we're going to accomplish something in that direction when our whole life is wasted. It should have been directed in a whole nother direction. And a lot of times, dude, people have these dreams of becoming rich and famous, and that's their real driving force. And then they live a survival level lifestyle, and they don't ever accomplish anything in that mindset of mine.
There's something that you mentioned that was very important because I was watching. I can't remember his name, but it was so important. Like, and this is why I said like nothing is everything. I feel like it's almost like the Assassin's Creed. Like nothing is permitted. Like everything is permitted. Nothing is like damn. What was the? I can't remember the Assassin's Creed, but it's like nothing. Like everything is possible. Nothing is permitted type thing, and it the same way goes through life as well. Because I was watching something early today. I really wish I could remember what it was, but the idea is like there are people who are phenomenal. Like I mean, like, great, phenomenal fucking actors, and they're literally to this day they're still struggling as actors. Even they've literally been supporting actors. They've gotten awards, Emmys, all kind of shit, supporting characters, and they've never been a lead role. They've always been a supporting actor, but they've literally carried fucking movies.
Look at Philip Seymour Hoffman, dude. He was literally just a background character until along came Paulie, and then he played the dude that made the word shark a popular word and shit. Ben Stiller. Let me. No. I can show you, but I can show you better than I can tell you. This guy here, I forget his name. You see this guy? How many fucking movies he's been in? Oh, he's in the MMA fight. They do. I mean, he's a martial artist too.
Stop. How many movies he's been in?
A shitload.
And yet he says he's barely making it.
He's a badass fighter.
Because he's not considered to be an A-list celebrity.
What's his name?
His name is it's right here. Jimon
Hansu.
Yeah. And he's not, and he's think about how many films he's been in.
He's French.
Yeah, no, but it's the fact that he's French, but think about the movies he's been in. He's been in fucking Riddick. He's been in fucking Amistad. Amistad was a big one. He's been Gran Turismo. He's been in he was in fucking What's the Russell Crowe movie? Gladiator. He was in Gladiator.
Gladiator, yeah. He was
he's struggling. He's struggling.
See, bro, it's all about who you stroke.
Dang good at Gladiator.
It's all about who you stroke. Like, and that's the reason why I don't get no love, bro, because I refuse to stroke anybody, dog.
Pause, nigga.
No, they don't want no pause. They don't. They're like, yeah, and I've tested it, bro. Like I've tested it, and I've actually like
Hey,
played
pause.
the game.
I don't want to hear who you tested. You stroked.
No,
Stop.
no.
Stop.
Pause. but hypothetically though, like I've kissed
No,
up to.
hey, pause. I'm just saying. You do what you want
Yes.
to do. I don't
Pause.
How if you want to do it, like, it's just not leave me out of it.
No, I put that completely on pause. Just going back to just kissing up to people, and bro, when I kissed up to people, dog, I swear to God, bro, it's like skyrocket, and people are just like, I mean, dude, I've had people be willing to hand over the keys to their business to me, dude, after a month of kissing ass.
So you say that, right? By the way, that's happened to me not just in real life in business, but also in content. You know what I mean? So, and by the way, you've probably seen it yourself, right? No disrespect to people who've done it, but when I walk around, I tend to give people a level of consideration, right? A level of care, a level of consideration. And because of that, they have put me in positions that I'm like, I don't think it's a good thing you should do. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Here's a great example. Me just being who I am, and I'm like, you don't really know me. You don't really know who I am. You can't whatever. Afforded me in order to happenstance be a segue to someone else's debate, wound in me being a one-on-one with, say, Mel Pandora. I'm nobody compared to how many people they already know in the spaces that they could have had a conversation with. Why am I someone that she needs to have a conversation with? I barely had 700K, and she already had like what 3, 4, whatever K. I don't care, but like, why did I have to have a conversation with her? You had Glenn Lawrence that was already well established. Okay, cool. I mean,
I was on there too.
Yeah, but I've also had like conversations, like, say, a great example is me being on stream and just me talking or whatever, or me just coming in like really late at night because I was on a date, and then Russ was like, "Yo, I need you to come in," because he want to get his shit off. But and then like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the keys to my channel." I'm like, "Nigga, I just got home. I just got home." But the fact that like I built rapport with people to be able for them to just trust me like that. And I think that's just me. That's just me. And I don't really have a reason to misplace trust.
But it happened, like what you're talking about is a little bit different than what I'm talking about, because that's earned. That's out of respect and consistency.
Well, the funny part about it is just me just being myself and me just being consistent with being myself. I don't look at it as being earned. It just happened. But in my side.
Have you ever met those people that get that same I've tested it, bro. I've said, you know what? I'm gonna kiss ass, bro, and see how far that gets me. And then, bro, like it gets you endlessly farther than just like being sovereign.
Yeah, so I think that's the difference between us. I don't do that. Like I have a thing where I don't kiss ass. To me, if I don't,
that's my point.
No. If I can't use you, or if I really see no reason to use you, I don't see like I've said this before. Like I would rather have you believe that I owe you than you just like keep me around because I'm great. I'm like, honestly, like I don't care if I never talk to you, but if you're like, hey, I need you to do this, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling like. Remember that one time you said you owe me? I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I did say that, even though I planted that. I didn't really need you, but I planted that. But you're going to keep me around because of that. Because of that, I'm going to move into a higher position because you think you have leverage over me when you really don't.
That thinking, like, I understand and I respect that way of thinking, but thinking like that, bro, has become so stressful to me. Like now, bro, I just do what I'm going to do. Like, I don't. If you're my friend, bro, then it's a trade-off. We're going to be owing each other, going back and forth and stuff like that. But I try not to plan or like use any kind of like forward thinking when it comes to how I communicate with my friends and people I really care about, you know?
I think that I think for me, again, you don't need to be like this. It's me and my jadedness because we don't really see people the same way. I watch people who are friends betray each other, stab each other in the back. So I don't.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So I don't run
Yeah,
with.
you got to.
I don't run with the idea of thinking that someone else is going to have my best interest at heart over theirs.
That's
Yeah, you got to
that's the only
remember.
thing. I'm sorry. Go
You got
ahead.
to remember. You got to remember when you're bending over, brown nosing, the guy in back of you's real good at playing leapfrog.
That's true. That's true. I don't support it, but I do see. I don't support it at all, and I don't do it. But in the times in my life that I have, like when I made the decision to kiss ass, it's always been more beneficial than not. Which is crazy. Which is something I fucking hate about society.
Yeah, I've seen the opposite. I've seen people kiss ass and not, and after all that kissing ass, not get what they want.
I've seen that too.
So to me, it's like, what's best? It's best that if you're gonna kiss ass, be good at what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's true. That's true.
It's nice to be able to kiss ass, but honestly, you still need to be able to perform at the end of the day. And by the way, this falls into my whole thing that I teach people about taking advantage of people versus taking them for granted. Because at some point, when that person you've been taking advantage of because they're good at this thing says no to you, and they're gonna say no at one point, you need to know how to do that thing without them. And the only difference between that yes and that no and you being comfortable is whether you learn that thing. If you didn't learn that thing, you took them for granted. If you did learn that thing, you took advantage of them because now you can still do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't reach out the part. They take them for granted.
Well, and if you ask me, bro, like just because we've been switching so many topics, I just want to make this comment that we approach the idea of learning completely wrong, bro. In my opinion, as a society.
How do you mean? Because I am on the side of there's multiple ways to learn.
Yeah, for sure. That's my point. We approach learning like this is the thing that you have to learn. Hold on, where's my camera? This is the thing you have to learn, and this is where you're at, and you have to make the like. But the thing is, bro, is that this is the whole thing. Like finding a way to engage with the information is what's important, and we skip that part. Like if school was,
I
more
agree.
focused, like engagement focused.
No, I agree in this side, and I mentioned before. People are not the problem. The education system is the problem.
For sure.
I've said this before. I said it many times. Even the trolls are gonna want to say something about it, but I've already said it. It's already well known. It's already well documented. And I'm, by the way, still doing better than y'all niggas. The education system still is just now getting away from the whole factory system. It's still there, but it's getting away. It's trying to pull away from the factory system. Understanding that people learn at different wavelengths. People work at different ways. Some people need to see the entire project and they reverse engineer. By the
That's the way I work.
By the way, this is how we came up with the term reverse engineering. People who would get a radio in front of them and break the entire shit down and rebuild it. People who can get a computer and break it all down and put the whole shit together again. They don't need to understand every component before they construct it. They see every component when it's all assembled and they break it down and they learn through that. Other people, your typical people, normies, if you want to put it that way, learn through repetition. The difference between different styles, like for me, even when learning languages, right? Me sitting down in the class and doing this and learning how to say things or whatever does not work for me. I don't pick up a language through learning it. I pick up a language through like a baby. I acquire it. I need you to talk to me like I'm a baby. I need you to be like, so like, you see this over here? You see this here? This is a book. The book is black. It's got red on the book. I don't even know what you're saying, but you're saying it in your language. This is red. The red is red and black on the book. You see this over here? Do you see this picture here? This is a plus sign. A plus sign over here. There's designs in the back of the book.
Yeah, and the pattern recognition
Design.
in your brain is going. Dude, do you know what
And I'm gonna
analogical
pick it up.
thinking is? Do you know what
No.
it's the most, in my opinion, the most important type of thinking. It's being able to compare one thing to another.
Oh, no. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you know what an analogy is, right? It's basically, because an analogy isn't just saying like this is like this. It's saying this is like this because they work the same way, like their inner workings are the same. And analogical thinking it's basically being able to identify patterns across contexts. And we don't, like, dude, this is the shit that should be being learned at 5 years old. Like at 5 years old, you should be learning how the pattern recognition is
Yeah,
one of the most important things you can do.
Our system is not set up for that.
It's not.
Our system is absolutely not set up for that kind of work. You're asking for a whole lot that is not being ready for.
Dude, if I ever have a kid, bro, I think this is the reason I haven't had a kid. Not ready yet. But if I ever have a kid, bro, I swear to God, but I'm gonna, because it's all about engagement. Like for me, learning is fun because I found a way to make it fun for me. Like right now, I'm learning about computers, bro. Like learning about how to use AI agents. It's difficult shit, bro. I swear to God, I can't even fucking retain most of it. But I find a way to engage. I find a way to receive the information from a place that I find engaging. And that's the same thing if you teach kids how to do that, then they learn exponentially faster.
If I could understand and teach my kids anything, if I could learn it, like learn this very difficult thing, and I could literally teach it to my kids, it would be to learn how to acquire things. Not to learn it, not to sit down in the class, but to sit there and acquire what's going on. Because, for instance, I got separated a long time ago where I got stuck in a like very black community. But prior to that, I was the only black family in the entire Spanish neighborhood. And all the way until I was like 15, 16. I couldn't speak Spanish to save my life, but I understood everything that was coming out of your mouth. I dated
met
Spanish
a lot of people like that.
Everything. Like how can you understand Spanish but you can't speak to me? I'm like, and this is the thing that made me so interested in the human brain. How is it we can interpret but we can't communicate?
It's basically analogical thinking because you know how an English sentence works. Like, you know that if I say, hey, this is a lighter, like that's going to be the most likely words that I'm saying. So you take those words and you apply them.
There's a book that explained it. Like when I started looking for it. Hold up. Joe Navarro. What everyone is thinking. So this book here is this guy becomes an FBI profile. He's an ex-FBI agent. He's a profiler. But his original concept is that he came from the border as an immigrant, and he didn't know English, so he had to learn off of body language and everything else until he eventually learned English. But his entire process of how he learned everything was based off of body language, speech movements, things like that. And it made me understand this was one of the first books that made me really understand how I look at people. This book is old, actually. I'm surprised it looks as good as it does. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised it looks as good as it does. But yeah, and there's like different facial expressions and everything. But I've had this book for many, many years. And that book made me really recognize how I felt about people. Damn, I think I bought this book in like 2018, 2017. Well, but I'm like, it made me really look at people and analyze them and the subtle movements that happen in their face and everything to try to understand what people are thinking, which made me actually pretty good at my job. And then of course all the other social engineering books that came along with that. I think a lot of people don't really look at the nuances of the thing that really make people effective, but also very deceptive. And
Yeah,
it happens so quickly that if you're not paying attention or if you're underestimating or whatever, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it, and
absolutely.
it can put you in a lot of trouble. Um, and I think a lot of people like, oh, we're cool, we're doing this. I'm watching you all the time. Like, even when I'm having fun, I'm watching you, which is why like I find it so funny because I have a lot of people that will turn around and be like, oh, but wrestler, we saw you in Vegas. You was totally wasted. I'm like, have you noticed that nothing happened to me because I knew exactly, even though I was inebriated, I knew exactly when to fucking leave. Nothing happened to me. There's no scandal behind me. All that bullshit that happened. Well, why did that happen? If I was really as reckless as everybody wants me to put it out to be, how come you have nothing more to say about me?
That's why developing boundaries and knowing yourself, bro, knowing what your true intentions are in any given situation, knowing what you really want is
Well,
so important.
well, I agree, but so many people were so focused on other people's intentions that they forgot the very person that they're looking at.
That's facts.
So there are
That's
people
true.
like, oh my god, what about this chick? And she had you to eat that, and then you was kind of what? Okay, but did you ever stop to think about me? What I did? Well, she could have done this. And could. By the way, we do this all the time. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. What actually took place though? And then, why did it take place? Did it take place because of them, or did it take place because something I did? So why can't you give me my flowers on what I did? And that, for some reason, people can't do that.
Give you your flowers.
Yeah. So, for instance, if you and I went out to like you and I hanging out, right? We got a whole bunch of friends, right? You know, I really don't smoke like that or whatever. I drink, I would smoke, but you're like a whole bunch of friends, like, yo, we smoke, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm a smoke. And I'm like, and then Vince smoking, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. This shit feels weird. And I kick in, and I'm just like, yo, hey, yo, blind. I'm gonna just chill in your car for a little bit. I'm gonna just be to myself, whatever. And then everybody's like, yo, what's going on? We're wrestling. He just chilling in his car. What? He chilling in the car, whatever. Is it? Yes, it might be wrong because I didn't want to smoke it and I did still smoke it. But is it wrong that I turned around and then exercised judgment to isolate myself? Versus saying, oh, he was fucked up. He went to go isolate himself. But they could have done this while he was all isolated. Versus it didn't happen because I was the one that chose to isolate myself.
True, but people are selfish. They're like, oh, well, I wanted to hang out with him, so he took that away from me.
Well, here's the thing. I hear you. If I chose to take myself away, that's still my decision. I will deal with that backlash versus what could have happened to me if I didn't do that.
That's being responsible. Those are responsible boundaries. That's what I mean.
But the problem is that there are people who only look at what could take place in the moment. They didn't think of. They're not looking at what actually took place. So, for instance,
Or they think about what the other people want more than what they want, and they stick around and do something stupid.
There you go. Like, it's more like all the shit that could have happened, but you forget what actually did happen, and you forget why it happened.
I also have to remind you that risk takers are the ones that.
Well, not that so and so was high, but also what did they do to isolate themselves, and somehow that gets washed away.
Yeah, but I do have to remind.
If you were here, blind. And let's just say, if you were here in New York, I was just chilling with you, blah, blah, blah. We doing whatever. And let's just say this like, yo, I seen that nigga. He was on Wrestlers, man. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? It could be a girl. It could be. I'm not saying, I'm not even going to say she's the cutest thing, blind. But she's like, I'm going to grape this nigga. And If you like you partying whatever, and you come to be like, yo, I'm not feeling too good. I'm like, you know what? You gonna go over there. You gonna go in that room, go chill out. You good. And everybody come to me like, oh, what's going on? Like, yeah, he just not feeling too good about that. Oh, I'm gonna go check it. No. Leave him alone. He doing his own thing. The fact that you came to me, the fact that you came to me and say, I'm not feeling too good, I just need to chill, and I let you go do your thing, is one. Versus if you was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then like they take advantage of you, and I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? The fact that you have the discernment to say, I'm not feeling good, let me go talk to the person who I know I'm really cool with to see if I can get some sanctuary. And I'm like, you go do your thing. Now, there are people who turn around and say, oh, well, Blind was fucked up. This could have happened, that could have happened. She could have had a whole kid with him. I'm like, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But what were the things that took place that made sure it didn't happen?
True.
First and foremost, he had discernment.
Yeah.
This is important. But people don't think about that. They think about all the things that could have happened, and the sun, the moon, the mountains, and
but that's what they always say. You don't get recognition for doing the right thing. You don't get recognition for being a good guy, being a guy with integrity or dignity. You know.
But here's the thing: you don't get recognition for protecting yourself.
Facts. But and I was going to say a minute ago, I got to remind you, risk takers reap the rewards, because see, I'm the type that I would probably, yeah, exactly. And I've taken a lot of hits, but I have reaped the rewards, because I'll walk that line and say, you know what, I feel like maybe I should shut it down, but I'm going to stick around until I feel like I can't anymore. And bad shit's happened.
I agree. No, I agree. If you're going to be a risk taker, go all in. I'm not for nothing. You see me do this. I say this with even my guys who be like on the porch, OG, Uncle Tom, all of them. I go, no, they be so willy nilly. Oh, I bet you $5. I bet you $10. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
it's not because I'm pussy to bet.
You just don't gamble.
The for sure thing that I'm gonna gamble on is me, my capabilities.
Yeah,
not money. I'm gonna gamble on me. So if you said like, hey, I bet you can't take this guy, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, more sober than he is. I know what I can do.
Shit. You're not talking about pause. You're not talking about the last scenario, are you?
No. I'm just in there like
you're not talking about raping them, are you?
No, I know I'm sober. I know they've been drinking. I know they've been drinking. I know I'm good. I know what I'm capable of. I don't know what they may be capable of, but I know what I'm capable of. And as long as I stay a little sober, a little awake, I could, at the very least, disarm. I don't need to knock them out. You know, to me, it's like, it's not about knocking you out. It's about making sure that you give up or you quit. Like that needs more at the end of the day. So if I get into that situation, I'm just like, I'll give you a chance. Hey, you don't need to do this, by the way. Oh no, I need to do this. Cool. But at the end of it, they're like, oh, what you gonna say? Oh, wrestler, this isn't fair because you wasn't drunk enough.
That's true.
I wasn't drunk enough to get into a fight. You stupid.
Hey, but drunk people, bro, like they be coming back for more and more and more.
But here's the problem with them. The drunk people don't know when to quit, and they sustain more damage. A drunk person will come to you with a fucking broken jaw. I should know. I've done it.
Bro, I beat a dude up till his face looked disfigured because he wouldn't stop.
I've literally broken a nose and broken a jaw, and I'm like, you should stop. Like, yo, your jaw is hanging. He's like,
yeah, still drunk as fuck.
He just rubbing his lips. He like, I'm like, your jaw is fucking hanging. Like, stop. Like,
but yeah, sure. It all boils down to like what you're like, and that's something that that's why I pray, bro. I pray and I meditate and stuff. Like that's something you have to develop on your own, like by yourself, away from everybody. Is like, what is it that you're doing? what is it that you want? What is it? And sometimes not every moment of life is going to be a moment where you ascend. Like there are times where you just actually have to like sit and deal with something or understand it. You know what I mean?
Well, I would understand that. Like the lesson is not about you winning. The lesson is in the lesson is in the confrontation itself.
Yeah, yeah. And the only thing you ever really have to overcome is your own self. That's the way I feel.
I mean, it is like that sometimes. To me, it's like, is there anything I could have done differently that didn't need to lead up to this? Because like, for the most part, there are some people that they're just asking for it, and there's nothing you can really do about it, you know. But there's also people who's like, honestly, you're asking for this ass whooping. It's just not because
That's true.
and this is the problem that I have dealing with particular people is of a particular age. It's like the idea that you think that you have it in me to knock me out. I'm like, this is the different mindset between me and you. You're looking to knock me out. I'm looking to make you quit. It's a different mindset. I don't want you knocked out. I want you screaming to everybody around that you give up. I don't want you unconscious. I want you
Like Marty did Cyrex.
I want you wide awake. I want you screaming, "Let me go, please."
I'll die before I fucking scream like that. But I've seen lots of people do it.
I've done it. I've done it. I've choked out. I've freaking dislocated shoulders. I've had people with ankles. Like, I've done it.
You know who Marty and Cyrex are?
No, Cyrex definitely sounds like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, he does, right? I think Cyrex is a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, it is.
But he's like a troll, and this guy Marty, rest in peace, Marty.
If they're trolls, they get no rest in peace from me.
But he was legendary, bro. He's a legend. But he wrestled. He went to go meet him in person, and Cyrex came out and he beat him up real quick and put him on the ground. And he's like, "Who's the king? Who's the king?" You're muted.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of behavior I don't want.
I mean, I don't want it either, but I watch it.
It's not even worthy of seeing. So, for instance, like,
pretty damn entertaining.
So for instance, like, let's just say you and I need to scrap, right? Let's say you and I need to scrap. Fade. Let's just say, like, yeah, it just need to be a friendly fade. Let's just say Kev, Resto, they know the place. They got a guy set up. We can put on gloves. We do whatever. You know what I don't think? I think we can have a friendly fade. And if I lost, I'll just say that I lost. I don't think there needs to be a fucking whole video.
That's where I am too.
Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Kev would agree. I don't think Resto would.
Yeah, I don't either. But tell me, there ain't some people that have given like one of my little baby stalker over there. Wouldn't you want to do it?
By the way, he's not a baby, and I could explain why, but I'm not going to.
No, I was just saying, like, he's a baby stalker. He's not a baby, but he's a stalker in training.
He's done some things. I don't want to say what. Not to me, because he can't do anything to me.
Yeah, they're goofballs. But tell me, some people like that don't deserve to get beat up in front of everybody. That's what made it funny with Cyrex, because he deserved it.
Here's my thing. You say, it's probably deserved, but honestly, I pitied him. I can see that. Honestly, like, people. There are people who will be watching who be like, yeah, he deserved it, and I'm thinking, like, honestly, I'm thinking about your entire journey led you to me just to continue being a loser. Why did you choose this? Like, why did you choose this for yourself? Why did you choose the life of a loser? Like, because here's my thing about it, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know. You may know his channel. I don't know. I still to this day with like I don't even know how many subs or what he. I don't even know what he does. I fuck. I don't know what he does.
Me neither.
I don't know what he does. So that fact that, and I refuse to care. I totally muted him. I've had people reach out to me, like, "Yo, this guy's doing whatever," and I'm like, "I wouldn't know. You didn't get the." I got like I see shit and I do this. I see so. I just.
See, that's why. That's what. To be honest, that's the reason why I support your content so much, bro. Because you get it. Nobody else seems to get it like that, bro. People fucking group up, obsess, do the most, do this, do that. Like, and it might appear that I'm the same way, but I'm not.
Honestly, I see shit and I just go, okay, cool. I do just like this. I just throw that shit right to the. I don't watch it.
But if you choose to engage with something, then you choose to engage in. It doesn't matter what other people tell you, right? Like that's what I respect.
Well, here's the thing: if I choose to engage in something, it's never just for you.
It's for you, right?
Well, here's the thing. So, for instance, you and I have been through this in the back, right? If I engage in something in your chat or not even your chat, in your comment section, right? I'm not doing it strictly for you. I'm doing it because I know when I post it, other people are gonna see it. I say this even when I do conversations, like even when I'm doing this conversation with you right here and now, right? The conversation, yes, you and I are having a conversation, but I'm being very cognizant of the fact that other people are.
But don't you think that adds a layer of deception?
No. It is. So, for instance, as someone who has taught so many people the same way, and I hate to put, oh my God, I hate to say this to you guys like this as children, but when you have children, they watch everything you do, right?
Yeah.
How you behave when you're frustrated, when you whatever, like, so how you engage with other people are paying attention to. As mentees, not that I plan on mentoring anybody, but there are people who are so quick as internet. You have to almost look at them as mentees, not because you're teaching them, but because they're so focused on seeing the worst parts of you, right? That when you present yourself in a particular way, they're
the
looking.
Worst?
Yes, the worst. I said this earlier. I said this earlier to somebody on Discord. They're not looking to see the best part of you.
They're looking to see both. I feel like they're looking to see like the truest truth.
But that's not the way the internet is built. It's one thing if you have somebody who admires you. Majority of people, these clickers, these clippers, and other people, they're not here. They don't admire you. They're looking to see the worst parts of you.
Okay, but do you recognize the fact that makes it to where you're not operating from an authentic place all the time?
Here's the truth of the matter. Your authenticity has nothing to do with them. Let me say that again.
Then why would you take them into consideration while you're talking?
Because consistency matters. Consistency will prove your authenticity.
So not necessarily.
No, let me tell you why. There are people, we can see it here today. There are people who come in and turn around and say things and do things, but they don't look at the patterns because they don't ask questions. They don't look at the history. People tend to come in and based off their own experience and their own knowledge of other people and other places, perform assessments on you based on limited information on themselves and what they see other people. They don't think of their expectations of you because they have no knowledge of you. So if I came in and I said, well, I've judged Mama, I've judged KM, I've judged Locksmith, I've judged Uncle Tom, I've judged all these different people. I've judged Sarah, I've judged Kev, I've judged so I know people. So when Blind does this, I know what Blind does. I've done no research on you though. I could be 1000% wrong because I strictly didn't do any research. I think now that I have an understanding of human behavior in general, not
But
human
didn't you
behavior,
just
not human behavior on you, not understanding that everybody, the same way we talked about education, right? Learning. Everybody learns differently. So why would I generalize you when everybody has a different understanding of how they learn and how they interpret things?
I mean, I agree, and I don't know why anybody would, but I feel like you just explained the process of a human being's discernment, because we have to judge from a subjective place because we have an experience, we have a life experience, right?
No, well, no, that's the part I'm actually going up against. You don't need to judge from a subjective place.
How could you vacate your life experience though?
By understanding that your experience is not the only experience.
Yeah, but you still can only use your cognition from your brain. So you can think that you're separating them.
Incorrect, because people vicariously learn from other people all the time.
Yeah, but that's still information added to your existence.
Based on a very limited information, based on what you've seen, not what you understand.
But it's still, my point is that it's still you. Like, you cannot compute anything unless you have a system do it. You cannot compute anything without your life experiences being a part of that equation.
It's not your life experience. You're borrowing someone else's experience.
No matter what.
And if you don't have the facts, which most people do not, you're it's like this. People say, and I say this all the time, there's a left side of the coin, there's a right side of the coin, and then there's a ridge in the middle. Most people do not pay attention to the ridge in the middle, and that's very important. The ridge in the middle of that fucking coin.
Yeah, that's my tagline. That's the show. That's the line I end my show with. I agree with that completely. But I think that just going back to, like, because we kind of went on a few tangents, the original point of keeping the consideration that other people are tuned in while we're having a conversation, that makes it to where you're not able to operate if you just in black and white facts. If me and you were to be having a conversation alone, away from all watching ears, would you not operate differently? Like, isn't that what you're saying? But that's what you're saying when you say, I keep everybody in mind.
No. I'm conditioning myself that when I'm having a conversation, even with you in private, that someone else could be on the, because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've said this earlier to even I was having a conversation with Jen, by the way, where I said, even when I'm on Discord, I never believe that I'm just by myself with people.
Okay, so then you're missing my point, though. Is there your wife, your chick? When you talk to your chick, you communicate with her in a completely restless way. That you don't think anybody's listening. You don't have to perform for anybody. You don't have to be considerate, right?
Let me tell you right now. I don't believe that my chick. So first of all, I'm not the best friend of my chick, which means that my chick is going to speak to her best friend. And she's going to say shit according to how she feels, which means I need to be very mindful of what I say, because she will misconstrue what I say and tell her best friend in a different way.
I don't think you're understanding the implications of what you're saying, though, bro. Because you're saying what
I'm telling you is that the implications are not going to always be on you. So you have to do you have to always have your due diligence, because people will always misinterpret what you're saying.
I agree.
So that means you have to do your utmost. The idea that you believe that the idea if you believe that having a conversation on one-on-one will always just be a conversation on one-on-one is the thing that tends to hang people out to dry.
Okay, I agree with that completely. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's ever, have we gotten to a society that it is no longer ever appropriate to just let that all go?
In this day and age with the internet, the answer is no.
Wow.
Because we've already shown through shown through social cognition that we already submitted to everybody knowing everything.
So then the only option is to become a better person, right? To be honest.
Well, here's the sad part about it. There was a time where better might have had some category, but better is even subjective.
Well, to your own standard. If you were, because it's either because if not, then you'd live in this constant state of not being good enough.
I like this. But here's the thing about it. You can only build yourself to a standard that's good enough for you, because the problem is that the moment as an individual you're so stuck up on what other people, because when I have
you're selling both.
I'm trying to get when I'm having a conversation with you, understanding that other people may or may not be listening. So that means even if they're not, I have to pretend that there's someone else who might be in the room. And I normally, when I'm having a conversation, I don't even pretend that person is even an adult, that they could be a child. Right?
But do you understand, or like, do you agree? Not do you understand? Do you agree that is tantamount to being performative? It's basically operating with as if you have an audience.
Sure. But I think a lot of people make so many mistakes because they pretend there is never an audience.
I agree. That shit's happened to me a lot. I agree.
Well, so I operate as if there's always an audience, because let's just say there's no one around, right? I don't know if this person's videotaping me.
But is there? And this is a perfect example, bro, because of how me and you look at this differently.
Maybe I have that from being online. Maybe I have that from being online, or people not for nothing, not even being online. People who just have this on the table.
Would you say that there's an advantage to that? Oh, of course you would, because that's the way you choose to live, right? Because I'm the complete opposite, bro. I behave like as if nobody is scrutinizing me at all times. Like,
yeah, there's no way. First of all, as human beings, the same way how I say that there's no 100% of anything that I would ever agree with anybody on, because I definitely scrutinize everything. As much as I say I try to be as open-minded, so there's no way I'm going to tell you also that I'm not judgmental. So why would I not think that other people are not going to have that same level of cognition? So if I understand that other people have that level of cognition, and I know that here's the best part about it, right? I judge people not fairly, but also on just how I judge myself. If I know I don't judge myself fairly, how can I expect them to treat me fairly? So there's this thing where we say, treat others how you want to be treated, right? But if you don't treat yourself fairly, you expect other people to treat you that way as well.
That's
right?
True.
That's fair. So if I know there's times where I know for sure I do not treat myself fairly, how can I expect this person to treat me fairly? Which means that's Uncle Tom. Don't worry about it. So which means if I don't treat myself fairly, expect them to try to fuck me over, because that means in that aspect I would fuck myself over.
What do you call it? I'm sorry, I seen a little goofy butt in the chat, Uncle Tom. Remember when he spazzed out on me and went crazy?
Honestly, like we've all we've had those moments.
Yeah,
everybody's had those moments.
I agree with what you're saying, bro. Only thing in my mind is that it don't matter to me. Like, well,
that's the point. It doesn't matter to you, right? When I'm talking, let's just say if you and I were having this conversation, right? As we're having a conversation, even where I'm right now, it doesn't matter to you, and I respect that. But I'm understanding that to someone else it might matter.
Yeah, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that too. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to make sure that their satisfaction is met over mine.
Well, it's not that. I think this is where you and I are getting that difference. It's not their satisfaction, but rather their understanding. Whether they like it is not my concern. do they understand it?
But bro, that's the thing is that people. I mean, I wish I could. I wish that being considerate of that would help them to have understanding, but it won't. Like if you can worry about that, but it ain't gonna help them to understand.
You can only
Like they choose.
you can only do but so much. But you know what matters most? You tried. Rather than saying, if you don't get it, well, fuck you.
I disagree with that completely.
That's a problem.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Let me tell you why. Because when you're on the stand as someone who took depositions in court and everything, when you walk and I've sat in front of a jury, you want to make sure at the end of the day they at least understood what you said.
You're right. You're right.
Whether they agree or not, they understood every word that you said.
Let me say this. You're right, bro. As it pertains to like and this is just my opinion. If you're looking at it superficially, but when you, and I'm not saying superficially as in like being shallow. I'm talking about just at a glance.
Yes.
To me, the difference is the fact that way of thinking, I feel like you get stuck in. And you're right, bro. I know that you can't just vacate caring about whether or not people understand. I just think the distance that you're willing to go to make sure that they understand needs to not be far enough to set you off of course.
Explain to me how people will get stuck.
Because if you operate like that all the time, then you split your own persona or your own identity.
I disagree. If your identity like mine is that says like you want to live your life, not necessarily trying to be a liar, but trying to tell as much truth as possible, you're not split.
That's completely. You're actually saying the opposite of what that is. No, because you're literally saying, if I'm walking down this path and let's say we're talking about the railroad, or we're talking about railroad construction. We're giving, like, let's just say that me and you are performing for the crowd a display of how railroad systems work.
Okay.
You're walking down the path. The moment that somebody says, I don't understand, and you do anything differently than you were going to do before, you diverge from that path. You recognize that, right?
No, you're wrong. You're wrong in that already. If they're saying I don't agree with how that railroad is displaying. First thing in my mind is, well, what do you understand about railroad construction?
But that's my point, though.
In order for me to explain to them how railroads constructed from my perception, I need to first understand where they're at and meet them there, and then work my way from it. Not just what you're fucking wrong and I'm fucking right.
I agree. You shouldn't do that.
And this is the problem that we have in online spaces.
But you just explained what I said even further. I'm not saying that you should be. That
wasn't what you said, though.
Yes. Look. Okay. Imagine like there's one line right here, and on each starting point is the beginning of the message. The ending point is where you end the telling somebody what you're explaining. Now, in that going from point A to point B, let's say you have a script of 500 words.
Okay.
The moment that you engage with that person and let them take you off of what you're saying already, you are literally diverging from what you originally set out to do.
No, because you literally said I have a script of 500 words. So I'm assuming that 500 words also has a script to be able to answer any questions that come from. Because if I have an audience, I have to expect that they have questions. As someone who, because I do this in rallies.
So, that's my point, though. My point is that, and if you're saying that because you're literally saying that somebody should be more considerate of what they want, more like how you talk about how like somebody caring about other people more than they do themselves or whatever. And you just made a commentary on that not even 5 minutes ago. What I can't remember what exactly it was.
If you are saying this is how we're going to get from point A to point C, B's all in the middle, and they say, well, I don't agree with that. You first have to explain you first have to ask them, well, what is it that you're confused about?
No, I don't understand.
Now we're in this point B category, because there's something in order for you to understand how I got to point C, I need to understand where's your confusion at. So what is it that you're having a problem with? When they state, it's saying what like math teachers do a problem, whatever. Hey, what is that you think you're having a problem with? Well, this is what I got. I'm like, okay, well, I understand how you got there. Did you do this? Did you carry this? Did you understand if this was going to fall? Did you consider the weight that was going to take place of this? Did you consider what was the backup in case that? You'd be surprised how many people jump and they never think of contingencies, the things that need to be altered in order to carry the one, carry the two in order to get there.
But identity, and this is all just my humble opinion.
Sure.
I don't, because to me it sounds like you're literally saying A and B at the same time. Like, because you can't be fully yourself and truthful and honest to who you are and be trying to explain to people at the same time.
You absolutely can. You absolutely can.
I don't agree.
Who you are has nothing to do with how the job needs to get explained.
But you're explaining who you are. You're trying to, at that point, it becomes you're trying to explain who you are.
Let me just get something straight. Because this is a problem that I think I have when I deal with so many people, especially when I'm even hiring or when I'm training people. Your job is your job. Your job is not who you are. Can I just say that right off the bat? Your job is your job. Your job is not who you are. And I think I've run into so many people who have this problem that they think that their job is who they are. And I'm like, you're so much more than that. So I can give you all the bullshit. I can flip-flam you and give you all the sparkles and lie to you and everything. But that's not my character. My character is someone that wants to get from point A to point B to point C. So that means, and I like to do that without. No, he didn't rage quit. He just went off the camera. And I like to explain it without me having to lie as little as possible. That, keep in mind, now he's off the camera. That doesn't mean that I am incapable of lying. And I don't know why people even get to this point. But that I like to lie as little as possible because it makes my life easier. It has nothing to do with the other person. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with God, if you want to put it that way. It has nothing to do with it. What's good, OG? It has nothing to do with anything or anybody else. Just keeping it a buck. It's a double battle by itself. You're not 2 and 1. So when I go out of my way to do these things, I explain. You said drop my phone with a laptop. Okay. So I do my thing and I explain myself. Their job has nothing to do with you. Your character has everything to do with you. Your character and your job are not synonymous. Anyone can do the job, whether they want to be an asshole or nice or whatever. That's just part of their character. The job is about your competency, not your character. Can we put that in perspective real quick? Just because you're a leader or just because you're a trainer, whatever, doesn't mean that you're immediately a nice person or you're immediately an asshole. Your character proves more about people's learning curves or your patience with their learning. I think we all know that. I think somehow we all know that. We've all had someone who's been more patient, who gave us everything we needed, and then say, is there anything else you need to know? No. Don't tell me no. Is there anything that's really on your mind? And if not, come back to me later. Come back to me later. Because I think a lot of people don't also leave that door open. If there's anything you need to know, come back to me later. Don't go to anybody else. Come back to me, and I'll let you know. I think a lot of people don't turn around and do that. Your job has nothing to do with who you are as a character. It has to do with your level of training when it comes to dealing with people. And I think a lot of people just get that mixed up. And I don't know if that's exactly the full extent of where Blind was going at, but I've had so many different iterations of training that I've had the assholes. I've been the asshole. I've been the nice guy. I've been so many different types. So I'm just like, I've been like, hey, you got this? You sure you got it? Because I'm not gonna come back later, which is a bad thing. And I've been like, hey, you sure you got it? If you're not sure, come back. I don't care how embarrassing you think it is. You don't have to say anybody else. Just come to me. I've done that as well. And I think people look at it this way. That's just the way how I've done it, the way how I've moved. And it is what it is. I doubt it. I doubt it. I've been, you said you're an angel walking on earth. I doubt it. Not at all. I have been multiple type of leaders. I have been the leader who has been the tyrant. I have been the leader who has been the one walked on. And now I'm the leader that has both. I know who to fuck with, and I know who to tell them don't fuck with me. So it just took time. That's all it was. It's just developing your personality and your leadership style. Um, the same way how when I come to a job or when I leave a job, that job isn't me. I come in, I do a job. That when I'm there, that is my profession. That is what I'm good at. That is not me. If you ask, hey, who are you, wrestler? It's not gonna be, oh, my job title. It's I'm a father. No, well, I'm not a father. That's crazy. I was thinking of wrestler real quick. Hold up. I was thinking of wrestler. That was really great. I am a brother. I'm a mother. You know, I'm a nephew. I'm a content creator. It's never gonna be any of that other shit. It's never gonna be any of that other shit. It won't even matter. None of that shit will matter. Because it shouldn't matter. No one's looking for it, no one's care. I don't know anyone who's ever really asked about my job who was not like just being nosy. Because I've never had anyone ask about my job and turn around and say, "Can you help me get work?" It's never happened. It's never happened. So you just being nosy is for the sake of being nosy just doesn't do anything because most of y'all are just living life the way that you need to live life, and there's nothing fine with that. The same way how I mentioned even earlier in the stream that there are actors who have been doing phenomenal roles, who are been carrying even roles, carrying season movies, and they're still not looked at as number one. And to me, in some ways, I feel that way as well about myself. I've done a lot of work. I've carried a lot of people. I've carried a lot of departments, a lot of businesses. But that doesn't mean that I get the same level of respect as someone who's sitting on top. And for the most part, just like anyone else, I'm also just struggling to survive. I know people will make up their own minds about what struggling means, or oh, you're on YouTube, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and they like to daydream and make shit up about what they think you are, but you don't know anything. You don't know anything, and you go like, well, you're lying. You know, honestly, it won't matter because if I told you that I was living high on the hog and I was doing rich and I was like, fuck you guys, I'm rich, and you're poor, whether like honestly, you probably wouldn't believe that either. So none of it matters. None of it matters. I see you, mama. Like, but none of it matters. So you gotta rock. You gotta rock from there. It is what it is. I'm about to. I'm probably gonna. I'm probably about to dip in a little bit. Like, um, Yeah, that's pretty much it though. That's pretty much it. I think a lot of people do not think of where the aspect of how people be moving around in life, and all these people, all these trolls, all the people who think they were gonna have something. Yeah, especially the motherfuckers that thought they were gonna come up today, right? And think they were gonna disrupt the stream. Like, yeah, you're not important. And I made that very clear once, twice, 3 times. You're not important. You're not important in chat. You're not important on stream. You're damn for sure not important on the panel. I don't know why you think I would allow that, any of that. Like, honestly, you're gonna have to, if you really want to understand what it's like to actually have to be up and work for your shit, by the way, actually work, not do shit and think that you get awarded to be something, to actually work for something, then you'll understand. I think for a lot of you guys, as viewers, as potential content creators in the future, guys always say everybody can be able to do content creation if they really want to put their mind to it. A lot of you guys think that it should just be given to you because, honestly, you're or you're just lazy. You're just really fucking lazy. And you think that by being a leech and holding on to someone else's body, that their rise will also be your rise. And I'm telling you that no. I'm the wrong person, because I will cut off my arm if you're holding on to it, and I will still move on without you. I'm all right with that. I think you'd be surprised at how many people I have left behind in order to do what I gotta do. So the idea that there are people who believe that if they stick around, they do whatever, even at the detriment of, I'm gonna say negative things about me until they recognize me. No one cares about you, because if you're not willing to go do for yourself, don't expect other people to do for you. Right? No one's gonna do for you if not willing to do for yourself. If you don't have a history of work of your own, do not expect other people's work to become part of yours. I said it before, I say it again, especially those who are listening, for those who have had conversations with Discord, those who have the conversations on my phone. The worst thing that you can do to anyone, even your enemy, is ignore them. Even your enemy. Not that I have any, really. But even the people who are annoying want recognition. You don't need to give it to them. Keep those who are close to you the most important. Chastise those you love. Give guidance to those who really need it, not those who just particularly ask for it, because they can ask for it and still never do shit with it. Look for those who are actually desperate for guidance. And don't waste your time in showing them, don't waste your time in showing everybody. Just burn your time on those who are actually really showing that they want it. Because many people will try to tell you that they want it, but they don't really want it. So therefore, they're not really disappointed when they don't get it. These are the people that waste your time. With that being said, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll see you in the next one. Today's Tuesday, so I don't know. Depending on how we feel, maybe it'll be something tomorrow. I'll see you in the next one.